Hey, you guys, how is everybody tonight? If you guys could do me a quick favor, since I am using a backup microphone because I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, if any of you beautiful, amazing humans could just let me know if my audio is good. Can you hear me good? Do I need to make any adjustments? Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? I would greatly appreciate it, man. I don't know about you guys. I sound like I'm in a tin can. Oh no, Zach. Everybody else is saying audio is good. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I don't know about you guys, but the other day when I saw Charlie Kirk get shot, I actually saw the up close footage. Something changed for me. Something changed inside of me. See, and I've seen people die in front of me. I have felt the warmth of their blood leave their body. I have felt warm blood splash against me. I have smelled the blood of people dying before. And it didn't change me like this did. And I wasn't entirely sure why until I really took some time to really process it, because I've been nonstop reporting on this because it just, to me, it feels important. Does it feel important to any of you guys? Does it feel important on a different level? Like something changed, like we as a nation, we as a people crossed a threshold, and that our course has changed. Our course has gone down a different path now. The world that we had in front of us is no longer accessible to us. Charlie Kirk very likely was going to be the president of this country at some point in his life. I feel like it was an eventuality that man ended up being the president of the United States. And I didn't agree with Charlie on certain things. There are things that I absolutely would have debated him on. There are things that, I know he would have not liked my opinion on. I, hands down, didn't like his opinion on a couple different things. But most of what he said was based, and he was always willing to offer you a microphone and hear you out and share his feelings with you and his thoughts with you, which is one of the things that this country was founded on. And even though I disagreed with him on some things, I never had to question whether or not at his core that Charlie Kirk was a good man. You could tell Charlie Kirk was a good man. By my moral standing, Charlie Kirk was a good man. Charlie Kirk cared about things like basic human rights. As much as the left tries to lie to you and say that he didn't, if you listen to him and you get to the core of his message, Charlie Kirk cared deeply about everybody's human rights. Charlie Kirk may not have believed that the morality behind certain things matched his religious beliefs, but according to his religion, he believed that everybody had the right to exist and that he should love everybody, that he should not like the sin, but he should love the sinner. He embodied what I think actual Christianity is supposed to be about, because he would associate with anyone except Nick Fuentes. He was willing to debate anyone except Nick Fuentes. And he wouldn't do that with him because he didn't feel like he was sincere. He felt like he was a troll. So I never had to question whether Charlie was a good man, whether I agreed with him or not. And I know that he would have talked respectfully about our disagreements, but him being assassinated in front of his wife and kids and thousands of people, and now the whole world has seen, this was the shot that was heard around the world, part 2. And we have changed course. I went to a vigil for Charlie last night here in Eugene, Oregon. And Eugene, Oregon is like an epicenter of hippies and liberals and far left. And, we literally have somebody on our city council who identifies as a turtle. Their pronouns are they, them, turtle. They identify as a turtle. Their name happens to be JD as well. That's how crazy it is out here with this stuff. But so many people showed up. And I was a bit concerned. You know, Jax really wanted to go. And I saw some of the people making violent threats in the post, the community post about the vigil. And I know that I have had an uptick in death threats. I regularly get death threats, you guys. Like, believe it or not, I regularly get threats against my life. And now Jax is receiving them too. Death threats for speaking my opinion. And maybe that's part of what rocked me so hard, seeing that man taken away from his family. Seeing that man get taken away from his family for sharing his opinion, and knowing that there are people out there that want to do the same thing to me. Knowing that there are people out there who want to do the same thing to my beautiful, kind, loving, compassionate wife. Maybe that's why it hit a little different. But I think it's something more than that. I was so proud of Eugene, Oregon last night. Not only did nobody show up to disrespect anybody, but the people who did show up, it was one of the most kind, loving, positive energies that I have ever felt in Oregon. Hands down. I went to the No Kings rally to document what was going on there. Some of you guys remember, I even wore the Kamala Harris people for Kamala with the dudes circle jerking each other on it to wear camouflage. We didn't have any problems there last night, guys. It was beautiful. And I'll tell you this, there were a lot of really large men, tattooed men, open carrying guns. So if somebody wanted to make a problem, it wouldn't have been good. I went with my pops. He's a Marine vet. Semper Fi, man. He was packing. There were a lot of people packing. I got to meet a Viking UFC fighter he's going to be participating in the Olympics when it comes back around this next time, who's in a wheelchair. His name is Agnar. Amazing dude, incredible dude. I'm going to try to get him on here to talk to you guys at some point. But I have never believed that this was a one-person shooting. I've never believed in the narrative that this was just one weird, mentally unstable person. Now, they've lied to us so much between the media and influencers. They've lied to us so fucking much about this already, you guys. They wanted us to believe that he was a groiper. For those of you who don't know what a groiper is a Nick Fuentes fan. They wanted us to believe that he was MAGA, that he was super far right. They've gone as far as to photoshopping him into MAGA shirts to try to divert and cover from the reality that this is a far left Antifa weird ass dude who was living with his partner who is transgender. And that this dude had so much hate in his heart that he took Charlie Kirk from his family in the most brutal way that he could manage. And I've never believed that he did that alone. From the moment I saw it, I was like, there's something else going on here. So tonight we are going to be taking a look at this video. I don't know if you guys are aware of Jesse on Fire, but he just put out a video and I wanted to review this with you guys and get an idea of what he had to say. We're going to clear some supers real quick because I genuinely appreciate you guys. Thank you. Non-Toxic Pacific Northwest, what is up, man? Hey, JD, still trying to hit you up on Insta. Brian, in your request folder. Thank you so much for reminding me, Brian. I appreciate you. I love you, Bubba. I test stuff. Hey, I like your name. Are you going to the vigil in Aiken? I don't remember if you're still in the South. I am actually back in Oregon and went to the vigil last night. It was amazing. Honestly, and you know, I'm really surprised that Eugene, Oregon is doing this, but Charlie Kirk was a huge Ducks fan. Oregon Ducks, Eugene, Oregon. That's where I live, close by. That's the closest city to where I live. They're actually honoring Charlie with a forever seat there at the Ducks Stadium, Autzen Stadium, with a gold plaque that says, Charlie is here forever. because he was a huge Ducks fan. Intellectual iconoclasm. Thank you so much. Just an idea and a fascist conspiracy just tried to murder the ideal of free expression in a free society. And though one is the most impassioned activist for calm discourse as our only means to avoid war. Now, here's the thing is that Charlie Kirk was a better person than me, dog. They killed him for his beliefs. He was a better person than me. My beliefs are a lot more radical than Charlie Kirk's. Charlie was the moderate. He was the one in the middle. A lot of the rest of us, they're not going to like what they just opened. I want to put people into fucking wood chippers, dog. You know what I'm saying? He's over there doing what he does. Here's the thing is that one of the most fascist acts that you could ever do is to take someone out to silence their political opinion. But he wrote, "Hey, fascist, catch" on the bullet. The irony is absolutely palpable. Sarah Beamer, my sister, changed my pick. I still stand with AC, though. This has 100% changed me, brother. I haven't cried like this over a death in a very long time. I've seen a lot of death, too. You know, if you got to see Erica speak, that made my fucking chest heave to see that woman so soon after her husband was taken from her come out and be so strong and such a warrior. I love you, sis. Tony Baloney, what's up, man? Hey, JD, keep fighting the good fight for the state of free speech in this country. Don't back down, man, ever. When people give me death threats because they don't like my opinion and I know that they're trying to intimidate me and silence me, it makes me go so much harder. It makes me go so much harder. I think that if you would have told Charlie Kirk, if we were to build a fucking time machine right now, let me know if you agree with this. Do you guys think that if we built a time machine right now, went back in time 10 years and told Charlie Kirk, if you go down this path, you will change the world in a remarkable way, but they will take your life for it? Do you guys think that he would still do what he was doing? Do you guys think that knowing that it was going to cost him his very life and that he would be taken from his family, but he would have this much impact on the world, do you guys think that he would still take the path that he took? I see you. I see you, beautiful humans. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. We're all on the same page on that. Midwest Mom, I am Charlie Kirk. You know, I saw a lot of people chanting that yesterday. It was really beautiful. Damnation Animation said, just joined, miss anything, or can I get caught up? We are just warming up, man. You're just in time, and I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. JW Cleveland, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho here. All of our local town vigils were filled with love for Charlie and prayers for our nation's future. And you guys had a vigil where a dude rode a bicycle into the middle of a quiet prayer and started chanting F Charlie Kirk repeatedly. He got jumped by 12 or 13 men, beat up, and then arrested and taken to jail for it, which I thought was pretty incredible. I actually was contacted by the dude who took the first swing. He said he told the guy he needed to stop, and the dude said, do something, and pushed his face into his, and bow! He just went to it. And then a dozen other people jumped in. Chris the Guy, what are your thoughts on how many teachers there are that celebrated his death? I personally find it scary that it was so many. Well, here's the thing. I think it's scary that there are that many people who have that mentality that are around our fucking kids all day. My brother Chris. I think it's terrifying that there's that many people who are around our children all day long who would celebrate an act of fascism that took someone's life, a father, a husband's life, for his free speech, trying to silence him. And these teachers, a lot of them are losing their jobs. I got a story in queue right now that I'm going to be dropping about a lot of these teachers losing their jobs. And hey, real quick while I'm remembering, for anybody who is a Jason Vukovic fan, the Alaskan Avenger, any Hammer clan that's here, just so you know, Jason got hit. YouTube is trying to silence him right now. He got hit with a 2-week suspension for a video where he was speaking out against predators. And so he's not going to be able to post. He's not going to be live tonight. He's not going to be able to post for 2 weeks. Willie Durr, what's up, man? As someone trying to get As someone trying to better my life, I admire you, bro. Love the content. Keep it up. We will not be silenced. I love you, Will. Appreciate you, brother. Otto Green, have you seen how many people went to church this weekend? He would be proud of that alone. Yeah, facts. That's true healing, not giving into the anger we feel. Felt that, homie. Felt that. Error said, brothers and sisters, we are Charlie Kirk. Jim Campbell, thank you so much. Yo, DK, what up, family? Thank you so much. Dude, when I look my kids and I see Charlie's kids, it hits me harder than I would have expected. This is tough. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Saperwolf said, hey, fam, sorry I'm late. Big love to Charlie and to y'all. Saperwolf, you're right on time. We haven't even gotten into our meat and potatoes yet. I like meat and potatoes. Holy shit. Death Silence said, Dems hate Republicans because they're always right. Once Republicans deal with Dems, there's not a lot left. You know, I'm really hoping that we can avoid civil war in the streets. But at a certain point, it's like when I was in prison, I could do everything right to stay out of trouble. But if trouble came to me, you have to protect yourself. You have to defend yourself. And certain types of attacks have to be answered in certain ways. I hope and pray that we can avoid violence in this country. But I don't think this is the final event of them being violent like this. I think this is a warm-up. I really honestly believe that. Castigar said, insane lefties are the reason I carry. I wish I could, man. Please carry. Keep people safe. Mojack 420. Wood chippers, the industrial plastic shredder. Yes. Mr. Spank, thank you. Joe Saunders, what happened with Charlie reminds me of the movie V for Vendetta. We didn't start this, but we're at the point to finish it. Just saying. Absolutely. So you guys, want to thank Carlos, Polo, my name-o. Hey, man, going to my local Turning Point vigil tomorrow. Tell you the truth, I feel like conservatives are tired of being bullied, and that's facts, brother. That's facts. Roman Wolf Gaming said, what will happen to him in prison? Bad charge? I'm actually releasing a video tomorrow on that exact thing, and I don't really want to throw it out there because I go really into depth in it, and I feel like it's the type of thing that needs to be addressed in depth, not just on a quick super, bro. So watch out for that. We're going to talk about what's going to happen to his ass in prison. I'll give you this much of a spoiler. The state of Utah keeps their death row inmates on mainline with the other inmates. He's not going to be tucked away somewhere safe. Ken Hobbs said, Erica Kirk, please roar. We have your back. Facts forever. Taylor said, yo, JD, watching from the UK. Love and respect. Hey, I'm watching what's going on over there with y'all, man. I'm watching y'all stand up to your government. I'm watching y'all pick up the good fight and fight for yourselves. Love y'all. Zach the Witch Doctor. Oh, my dude. Thank you so much, Zach. Hey, JD, I hope you and the community are doing well. My mental health is being weird, but I'll be okay. I'd likely to dedicate this comment to James. I hope your punk ass gets what you deserve. You are bigger and stronger, but not more honorable. I will come out on top. Hey, can we all just do me a favor? Can we collectively in the chat get an F you, James? F you, James! F you, James! F you, James! I love you, Zach. Handle business, brother. Pam Wonderland said, who drove his car back to his parents' house? He is on IG driving it in, walked out, FBI sees the car at his parents' house. How did the gun get from the roof to the woods? Because he didn't have the gun in the video where he jumped off the roof. That's a 30-06 rifle. That wasn't in that little bag. That wasn't in his pants. There is more going on here, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, sis. Really good point. Thank you so much. Brandon Traina, JD, I love you, brother, and what you do, but a lot of people are brainwashed. Please be safe out there and keep up the good work. I love you, and I appreciate you. I'm going to have to be safe because, like I said at the beginning, I've been receiving a lot of death threats, and now they're literally sending death threats to Jax. They're literally sending death threats to my beautiful little blonde wife, who's literally never hurt anybody. She's the kindest person I know. And they're sending my wife death threats. I don't have Second Amendment rights. Let me make it perfectly clear. She does. She does. And I make sure that she is taking care of herself. Ahmed, what's up, man? I find it funny that the only thing they have to tie the shooter to the right is his parents and a photo of him squatting. Like that makes him far right when there are so many other things pointing far left. Well, like the fact that he was on all of these Reddit threads. In fact, we're going to be getting into that. But yeah, I don't see a lot of far right people that live with transgender furries and are in intimate relationships with transgender furries. There's so much pointing to the left, but they need to gaslight you. They need to lie to you. They need to do anything they can to shuffle off responsibility because we know and we're catching on. Serenity Gaming, what is up? I've supported Charlie Kirk for over 10 years. His message defined my work in local politics. All I see today in California, oh my God, bro, be careful, is terrifying war brewing and an ungodly amount of evil celebrating. Man, felt that. Saper Wolf, I'm not someone who could debate like Charlie, but do you think those who can will carry on his legacy? If they do, I'd show up to carry a sign at least. Well, Erica said she's not letting go of Turning Point, that she is going to keep it alive and she's going to keep it standing. And I think that's incredible. I know that also the older millennial has started a thing where instead of flying, one or two debaters all across the country and putting them in hotels, they're starting a local thing across the nation where, so say I'm in Eugene, they have an event in Eugene and they have me go out and be one of the debaters. Now, the only thing is we have to find people that aren't scared to do that. We have to find people who are willing to risk their lives to open their mouths and try to share ideas. And I think that honestly, they didn't silence Charlie. They made 1 million more Charlie Kirks. I have been fucking radicalized by watching that man die. I have been radicalized. I have been changed on a quintessential level forever watching what they did to that man for utilizing his First Amendment constitutional right to free speech. I will never be the fucking same. And I am not getting quieter. I am getting louder. I am getting bolder. I am getting more extreme from this because I've seen the evil that they fuck with. JW said, us North Idahoans don't mess around. Scooter guy was in Boise. He'd have never thought of hopping on that scooter if he'd been in Coeur d'Alene. Hell yeah, dog. That's what's up. Douglas Monroe. First, that Ukraine woman stabbed to death. God, rest in peace to her. Now Charlie Kirk. The Dems just repeated history. They're the ones who also killed Martin Luther King. I don't need to mention they also created the KKK. And everything he just said is 100% facts, you guys. Historically factual. Thank you, Douglas. Respect. Orlando, what's up? Charlie would still go down the same path 100. I believe that with my whole heart, bro. Rick said, yo, JD, much love for you and what you do. Much love for y'all for being here because none of this would matter. I could sit here and yell at a microphone all day. If y'all didn't show up to hang out and be a part of this, and you guys make this community. I'm just here. You guys are this community. You guys are the soldiers and the warriors in this community. So you guys are the only reason that we continue to do this. So thank you. You guys are more important than I am, bro. Tony Rogers said, Charlie was murdered 5 days after my father's untimely passing. I'm so heartbroken. I don't know what to do. Tony, I am so sorry. Rest in peace to your father. Rest in peace to your father. I'm sorry that that happened to you. You know, and the rest of America, for the rest of history, 9/11 has been a dark day for a long time now. Now, 9/10 and 9/11 are dark days back to back. Carlos, appreciate you so much, brother. Big love. Kilo, hey, JD, love you, brother. Bless you, man, in these trying times. Bless you too, brother. Thank you for being here. His name is Charlie Kirk. Say it with me now. His name is Charlie Kirk. I love the Fight Club reference, man. Saberwolf said, on you not having Second Amendment rights, I have a small medieval armory you're free to raid, brother. Love you, dog. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. Pedro! Dude, thank you so much, Pedro. I appreciate you. Huge love to you, family. I can't believe they fucking killed Charlie. He was an amazing person, and he loved his country. I think Kamala and Biden are disgusting, but I would never wish death on them. That's the difference between us and them. I'm so mad. Rest in peace, Charlie. We will never forget you. And that is what we're dealing with here, you guys. That is 1,000% what we're dealing with here. You know, they want to paint us to be violent. They want to paint us to be extremists. And I'm not just talking about people on the right, because I've never been a Republican, a conservative, or a far-right person. I'm an American citizen who doesn't fucking agree with them. And if you don't fucking agree with them, then they think that you are a violent, hateful, racist, Nazi, fascist, misogynist, xenophobe. What the fuck is a xenophobe? Can somebody in the comments, please educate me. What the fuck is a xenophobe? I'm scrolling. Somebody tell me what a fucking xenophobe is. I don't understand. I'm not keeping up with all this lingo, but somebody said xenophobe to me the other day, and I don't even know what that is. Someone who fears aliens? No clue, don't give a damn. Okay. Person who doesn't like immigrants. Oh, I love immigrants that come here lawfully. I love immigrants who come here and they want to work to be a part of our culture and integrate their culture into ours in a respectful way. Thank you for educating me. My name, Polo Mainamo. Did you hear that Milo is coming out of retirement because of this? I personally don't like him, but I think they killed the nice guy. Rest in peace, Charlie. They killed the nice guy, and they're not going to like what they're about to get. Big Kronk, as an Alaskan, I know I'll be okay. What do you think what the lower 48 states is going to look like in this aftermath? As an Oregonian, I fear for my fellow Oregonians who are sane and not retarded. Trev said, death threats called a Nazi, doxed, showing my support and love for Charlie Kirk over Facebook, and I'm a nobody. Check out the vid that I did with the Roll the Bones podcast. Trev, it's been crazy insane, man. They're sending Jax death threats because I don't pay attention to random DMs. They're sending Jax death threats now, dog. It's nuts. Everybody who has Second Amendment rights, exercise that bitch. Flex that bitch. Exercise it like it's exercising your lungs with breathing. Rick Robbins, there's always air pew-pews. I've got somebody making me a custom right now. I've got someone making me a custom. And it's going to be a bad motherfucker, dog. And it's legal for me to have. Death silence, not a threat. I've seen many Dems supporting Charlie's death, wondering if they ever thought how they'd feel if Dem leaders met the same fate. I don't think that they talk a good game about empathy, but no, I don't think they really care to put themselves in anybody else's shoes. Uzi, come to Washington and get some free tattoos, bro. I'm Uzi, owner of Cypress Inc. in Lacey, Washington. Uzi, thank you so much, man. Next time I'm up north, bro, I'm going to come see you, brother. Appreciate you. Huge love. DK, did you see the Oregon coach Dan Lanning comments on Charlie? I'm now an Oregon fan. I did. I also saw that as soon as he heard that it happened, Dan Lanning, who was good friends with Charlie, said he was going to pay for all living expenses and college fund if they decide to go to college for Charlie's kids for the rest of their lives, which is incredible. Citizen Kane, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Alpha Dragon Gaming! According to the reports of his messages to his trans partner, he had him, her come pick up his rifle from the scene and drop it off in the woods. So how were they able to get on that roof undetected with the feds and law enforcement swooping in that quickly? I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense to me is that they had a shooter in a building, which would align more with the trajectory as well. That's what makes sense to me. Do you guys believe the FBI? Let me know in the comments if you believe what the FBI is telling us. I want to know if you guys believe in the FBI, what the FBI is saying. Rick said a little off topic of what we're talking about here, but as someone looking to do it now, how does one get into working with and helping addicts? I only ask because I know you know. So here's the thing. Oh, somebody said Mossad in the chat. Woo! Somebody's done their research. So that you can become a peer support recovery specialist. I did that. That's really useful. It can help you get jobs with organizations and everything. It gives you legitimacy. Doing those courses are really helpful. You can also become a recovery coach and work on your own. I did that as well. Those are the two things I would start with, my friend, and I love you and I appreciate you. We need more people working in recovery. Free men die free. The left is truly intolerable. But make no mistake, the GOP is full of corruption and they look down on us the same way the leftists do. Don't just assume voting GOP is going to fix this. I agree with that 10,000%. I agree with that with every fiber of my being. Just look at this Epstein shit. Did you guys know that while Charlie Kirk was being shot, Congress was voting to not release the Epstein files? And it was Republicans mainly that voted against it. And it got buried in the wash, which is, The Red-Blue War. The libs produced a whirlwind from which they cannot escape, an angry, vocal widow with an enraged country. And sis, this entire country is enraged with you. Brennan said this was an act of terrorism by the Star of David people. You know who I'm talking about, but YouTube won't let me say. Brennan, my guy, I'm with you. I'm all the way with you. Ali's Load. I just wanted to say that you've got a fan in me. Thanks for helping me keep common sense alive. Bless you, and I hope your days are brighter ahead. I hope all of our days are brighter ahead as well, sis. Thank you so much. Mark Walls, what's up, JD? Love from Pennsylvania. Love right back to y'all in Pennsylvania, man. Huge love and respect. Thank you. Amarin, it's been a minute. I love you. Good to see you. Leftists are threatening people they don't agree with. In other news, water is wet. This is expected from the side that dehumanizes people. And they dehumanize people in the name of human rights, equality, diversity, inclusion. Everything they preach is bullshit. Their actions don't match up. Alpha Dragon Gaming said, I make my girlfriend carry wherever she goes. When Ford Instacartish is getting crazy in the world, mad respect to you, JD. Hey, my wife is packing, dog. Let's just say that. And she's not afraid to use it. My wife is not afraid to use it. Fuck with my wife at your peril. Buckeye till I die. I always wondered how people get radicalized. And same as you, I watched that video and I was immediately filled with rage. Rest in peace, Charlie. We are all Charlie now. So I want to go back real quick because I asked you guys a question. And I want to just speak to the response. Nobody, and I mean nobody, fucking believes the FBI. It's crazy when we're at a point in this country where we don't believe our own intelligence and law enforcement agencies that are supposed to work for us, that only solely exist on our tax dollars. Victor, I'm not very religious. I haven't prayed this much in a long time. TMZ is a disgrace for laughing. Charlie will never be forgotten. Same page with you, bro. I've always been spiritual. I pray every morning. I pray every night. I've prayed a lot more recently than I normally pray. And I've tightened my relationship with God. Silent Thought said, random thought, But how do you feel about outside countries helping to brainwash young people online to get to this point? They can't attack us from outside, so they attack us from the inside. Well, bro, I think that's 1,000% what's happened. I think that's 1,000% what's happened. The left ideology is an ideology that breaks down the nuclear family. It breaks down patriotism. It makes you hate your own country. It makes you hate your own people. It divides us. It weakens us on such an extreme level. It's absolutely propaganda from the outside that has caused this country to be weak. And the people that aren't affiliated with parties and the right are the only things keeping this country alive right now. Josh Bearded Spartan Taylor, report every threat. If they want to play that way, they can talk to investigators. And, I just think on a basic human level, just to make sure that we don't have more people getting ripped away from their kids, more people being innocently shot, going to rallies or using their freedom of speech, that it's important that you report these people. Even if it's not for a political motive, report these people to keep babies safe, to keep moms and dads safe, to keep your fellow citizens safe. They're unhinged and they need to be investigated. And that's why we have these agencies. Unrested Tank, odd that Netanyahu has been going around, said Israel had nothing to do with his death. Considering Kirk was saying that we should start questioning Israel 48 hours prior to his death while talking to Shapiro. It was actually about a week before his death that he started questioning his allegiances. And then the Shapiro thing, he went pretty far with it. But he had said about a month prior to a friend who actually posted it, and I saw the post a month prior to his death, that Kirk had said that he was worried that them folks were going to take him out. JW said, I have my rights. You need a human shield. I'm down. I never want a human shield, brother. I just want a brother in arms standing beside me. I'll handle business however I need to, and I'll have your 6 if you have mine, brother. Roman Wolf Gaming, you see how many people are leaving the Democrats? Not as many as should be, bro. Michael said, you got a nice compound bow. Get you a nice compound bow. I'm allowed to own a compound bow, for real. 420 Gunnick said, just join the stream. Is it confirmed that Antifa was behind this plot? We're going to be getting into that here in just one moment. Just one moment. We've had a lot of supers. I feel like people are working through some of this trauma that we've experienced together. And so I wanted to go through these supers before we got into that. We're about to get into the meat and potatoes, though. Death Silence said, hey, JD, paintball guns are 100% legal. Frozen paintballs, on the other hand, and FYI, in the Midwest, you can own a black powder pistol. Unfortunately, on the West Coast, you are not allowed to own black powder. I don't want a paintball gun. I'm getting a custom-made air launcher is the language that I have to use. For it to be legal for me, I have to use the terminology launcher. But I have a custom-made one being made that is much more high-powered than anything you can buy on the market. Ken Hobbs. Bro, thank you for that support. Charlie's voice will never be forgotten. Charlie's voice just got 10 times louder, homie. Charlie's voice just got 10 times louder. That's all they accomplished. Captain Ron Solo, it's funny that people are calling the right fascists when they're the ones acting like fascists. The irony is palpable, and these people are too stupid to see it, brother. Hypersleep dialogues. I'm an ex-con like you, now sober and deeply saddened to hear the death of Charlie. Please be well and do not let others change your opinion. I want you guys to know that the dude who organized the vigil here in Eugene, Oregon is a convict who's turned his life around, given his life to God, got into recovery, has a beautiful family and a beautiful life now. And he organized that vigil last night. Actually did time with the guy. And saw him there last night, and it was incredible. Corey Graff, I love you, bro. Good to see you, my man. Love you, big dog. Starfish Prime, the shitbag that shot Charlie Kirk was in my class at Dixie technical college. It feels sick knowing that monster was near me every day. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, man. Big love to you. Motor Rocker, the left does not want to play the cancel game. They'll lose. Hands down. Rick, Salt Lake City. And there are thousands of people getting fired right now for the disgusting, degenerate shit that they posted about Charlie's death. The last count that I had was like 1,700, over 1,700, and that was a day ago. Saberwolf said, I don't like phrasing it like this, but are we looking at a modern day JFK? Well, he wasn't a politician, bro. I think more like a modern day Martin Luther King or Malcolm X, I think would be more appropriate. Revengers Homemade Cartoons. I'm afraid that if I didn't have the same friends and family I have, I could have become one of the monsters celebrating the death of this innocent man. It's really easy to fall down a rabbit hole with the constant push and sway. It really is. Joe Saunders, FBI government wrote the narrative for JFK, MLK, Malcolm X, and now Charlie. Just saying, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Margaret Falco, thank you, sis. Appreciate you. Citizen Kane, yo, I need that hat. Where'd you get it from, JD? Let me know. Sir, been supporting your show for years. Breath of fresh air. Citizen Kane, I love this hat. I actually just found it. There was like an ad on Facebook, and I don't remember the name of the company. I'm sorry. I'd love to give you a link, homeboy, but I love it. I've always been a huge zombie fan. It's always been a big thing for me. Alpha Dragon Gaming. Last time I actually cried over a man was for my dad when he passed from brain cancer. Rest in peace, Dad. My best friend who died from malpractice, and then Charlie Kirk, who apparently I did not proofread the last super chat. No, you're good, bro. You're good. We got through it. Rest in peace to your dad and your friend, man. I love you. Mob Stopper said, happy Sunday, everyone. Starting a better position at work tomorrow. Wish me luck. Hell yeah, Mob. Go get it, doggy. Hell yeah. That's beautiful. Corey Graff said, how's that Sudsy Bear treating you? Beautiful, man. I smell beautiful, and I thank you. Rick said they dehumanize other people just like the fascists they claim to hate and want to fight. And isn't it funny? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think. Error said, I don't trust feds anyway, and my dad's a cop, and he's the same. Tells me not to trust the feds. There you have it, you guys. There you have it. Abby said, governments blame everything on which group is the most hated group of the month. Looking past that smoke screen, look at who is the feeder of the hate distraction, because they're the ones covering things up. Facts, sis. Facts. Love you. Margaret said, in 3 to 7 years, Erica Kirk will be our first female president. Do you agree? I think there's a high likelihood that she could do that and she could pull that off. I do. Starfish Prime, the shitbag that shot Charlie Kirk was in my class. Oh, did that double send? I'm so sorry that you had to be around that monster. And you know, it's got to be traumatizing to his family, who clearly had no idea and turned him in as soon as they knew. It's got to be traumatizing to every single person that was there at that rally, the Turning Point rally. There's just so much damage caused by one deranged lunatic who was working with other deranged lunatics. John Redfear, what is up, dude? Thank you so much, dog. Thank you so much. That support is huge. My workplace gives a free pass to the crazy leftist stuff. People are even mocking Charlie at work. Not surprising considering the same company reprimanded me for reporting a pedo to the police. What the fuck? Not saying which company, but they're getting boycotts. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't want you to dox yourself and put your job at risk. Don't do that, but I'm so sorry. Who would fucking penalize somebody for reporting a pedophile? That's so gross and insane. Oh my God, John. That's terrible, bro. Okay, I want to take a break, because I really want to get into this. This is Jesse on Fire. If you don't watch Jesse, you really should consider checking some of his stuff out. There's some of his stuff that I think is on the edge of conspiracy theories, but they're really intelligent. And a conspiracy theory is always a conspiracy theory until it's proven true.
So the first speech that we just watched was made specifically to try to explain why he was standing up and cheering immediately after Charlie Kirk got shot, right? And that one he's reading off of cue cards. But he didn't like the reaction that it got on social media because everyone obliterated him because he didn't realize that outside of his little bubble of dumbbells, everyone else has brains enough to know that his story is obviously a lie. And so now you get this one. Okay, no cue cards for this one. This is just him talking off the cuff. He's like, I'm going to give him the real now. And so let's take a look at what that looks like and see if you think he's a conspirator or not. All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back. So a lot of huge updates on the case since I last was on here last night. So first of all, I want to say that we are leaving the point where there is any kind of hypothesis necessary to know what happened here, because now we are really starting to see exactly what happened here, because this was a conspiracy among a lot of people, and all of them are absolute idiots, and they're all going to get caught. Okay. And I'm going to show you some of these idiots in this video, but I'm just going to start with one quote right here just to get us rolling. So in case you guys have not yet heard, the shooter lived with his boyfriend who was transgender and was in the process of transitioning to female. Typical living situation for a far right extremist like the all these grifters on the left are saying online.
Isn't it crazy how quickly they jumped to say, oh, he was MAGA because his parents were MAGA? Let me ask you guys a question. When you guys hit a certain age, did you guys rebel from your parents' belief system and the things that you were raised with? Did you guys come to a point where you were like, I'm starting to question things? Because it seems to me like for the vast majority of people, a lot of people push away from what they were raised as a part of finding out who they are. And somehow this dude got lost and locked into some weird shit trying to find himself, and he got wrapped up in this weird Antifa shit, and now his life is over, and he changed the direction of our country, and he took a father from his kids.
And this is a quote from their neighbor. Okay, this is a quote from their neighbor. And also keep in mind, you have someone who turns around and starts cheering immediately after Charlie Kirk's shot. You also have a guy who asked specifically about trans mass shooters right before the shot happens. Both of those two guys have made public statements now on video that I'm going to show you. And these guys think they're smart. Like they think that they're slick and they're going to get away with this. And it is like a genuine look inside of the window of how in this delusion world that these people live. Like they are in another universe. Okay. They literally just conspired to commit murder on one of the most high profile people in the country. And they are out there acting like this is some kind of game. Like they think this is like some game that they're going to win. It is crazy.
And can I just point out that his trans partner's name was Twigs? Let me repeat that for those who didn't hear. His name was Twigs. He was trying to convert to a female and named himself Twigs. That shit is wild as fuck, boy.
Okay. Now, obviously, it's all alleged, but this is coming together. Okay. Like, there's not going to be, this is all coming out. Okay. I can tell you that right now. Same way as when I first saw the video of Charlie, I could tell you guys, I'm like, look, it's not official yet, but he's not going to make it through this. Same thing. This is not official yet, but these guys are going down, and it's them. Listen to this quote. Okay. According to the New York Post website, a neighbor claimed 2 weeks ago, several people driving cars with out-of-state plates were seen going in and out. Quote, they did not give off a good vibe, the neighbor said.
Wow. Wow. Now, I want to bring us back to a point where we're understanding that there was a plane that took off. There was about, the airport was about 30 minutes away from the college campus, and it took off about 45 minutes after the shooting happened. And then it went off radar, which is wildly fucking illegal, and didn't come back on radar until it was headed back. Somebody maybe might be able to, who's more familiar with Utah, might be able to remind me of the name of the airport. But there was somebody in the crowd who kept the cops busy for about 45 minutes, an hour, because immediately started screaming that they did it. He's screaming, "I killed Charlie Kirk, I do it again." Then you also have the guy who was in the crowd fist pumping and yelling like he was celebrating the shooting. Probably another person tried to divert attention so the shooter could actually get away.
So just out of nowhere, all of a sudden they have, these out-of-state people coming in and out, a couple weeks before, before Charlie Kirk gets murdered. And if you think that
Provo Airport, it was the Provo Airport. That's the airport they flew out of. And yes, the old man and the dude with the long hair and the backwards hat that was trying to distract and make it look like he had something to do with it. There were multiple people involved with this, and you will never convince me this was a one-man show.
There is not a genuinely militant branch of Antifa. You are wrong, obviously, okay? Because that is what you're looking at right here, okay? So we're going to get into all of that right now. Now, I want to say this, too. I have been emotional would be the best way that I would describe my coverage of this case. And I've done a lot of reflecting in the last here's what I'm going to say. Once we get through just kind of the stuff that is factual in this video, I have some other stuff to say. And I would encourage you to sit through it and just hear me out and just hear what I say about this entire thing, because it's important.
So, and anybody who thinks that Antifa doesn't have legit like cells in this country, you're crazy. I want to let you know that the dude that was the main speaker last night at the rally that I went to, the memorial, the vigil for Charlie Kirk, he was actually shot. His name's Joey Gibson. Joey Gibson. Look him up sometime. He started a prayer group that would go around and pray. And he's from Washington. He was down here. He would start these prayer groups, and Antifa started showing up and beating people up. And so they started fighting back. And he was doing one of these events. He got in routine fist fights with Antifa. They would announce that they were having a group where they were just going to pray for our country. It's like Patriot Prayers, I think was the name of his group. And Antifa would show up, organized show up, Patriot Prayer. Yeah. And then they would get in fist fights. And eventually one of these Antifa fucking lames shot Joey. And he hasn't really been making a whole lot of appearances since then. Understandably, they shot the man. I met Joey last night. Incredible man. Incredible man. So good to meet Joey. Antifa, not Mormons, morons. Antifa morons, not Mormons, sir. Desert Rose, great to see you, sis. I'm glad you're out of the hospital. Joey Gibson, a Patriot Prayer in Vancouver. Yes, I met him last night. He was down here in Eugene for the Charlie Kirk vigil, and he spoke. And it was great to hear him speak. It was great to meet him and connect with him. Painkiller said, I hate the fighting amongst us. We are becoming weaker, and our enemies are becoming stronger, and that is by design, my friend. They're doing that on purpose. Shameless Senpai, longtime listener, first-time caller. Just want to say thanks for all you do. Thank you for being here. I love you, and I appreciate you, family. Andrew Clark, forget the right, forget the left. Let's get back to being fucking Americans. Facts, my guy, facts. Polo said, I remember when you weren't as political. The problem with being non-political today is the left is being insane and now violent. And like I said, I first started talking about politics online because I talk about true crime, and politics became a very criminal thing. And now it's gotten to the point where it feels disingenuous not to speak up about what I feel is going on in this country because it's getting so fucked up and it feels like we're under attack. Alex, I appreciate the support. Big love to you. Jay So High, thank you for being a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. Violence should never be the answer to words and ideas, and that's hugely important. Hugely important statement right there. Corey Graff said the left is about to start something they don't want, and that is the absolute truth. Absolute truth. Corey Norwodsky said, never heard of Charlie before his death, but he was a nice dude from what I've learned. A lot of info. Hope it gets figured out. It will 100% get figured out. I don't know if we're ever going to hear the real truth, Corey. And that's why it's so important that we look at everything objectively and are willing to be open to different narratives besides what the FBI is going to tell us. Because the FBI, they'll lie. Dakota Lindstead. JD, has there ever been any firings for mocking of Kirk and his family? There have been thousands at this point. The last I heard, there was 1,700, and they were advancing so quickly. And those were just the ones that were documented by my friends. There have been so many. Get squirrely. Just wanted to show some love. Keep up the fighting the good fight, homie. Thank you so much, dude. That is huge. Thank you for that support. I appreciate you so much. Genuinely appreciate you. Thank you, my brother. Big love to you, man. Hell yeah. You know, that support helps us keep going here and keep doing what we're doing. I absolutely appreciate that, dude. That's huge. Sense of Era Media and Nadia said, I'm done with both parties. Wood Chipper Party 2028. Equal opportunity wood chipper for all diddlers to ride Chippy. Unwise to mess with Jax. Isn't she from Florida? She most certainly is, my brother. You already know. William P.H. said fascism is just nationalist, totalitarian political idea. Lots of movements silence critics, but fascism is a specific thing no one seems to get. Big facts, bro. Unrested Tank said, JD, got to leave this comment in the regular comments. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm so far behind because we're doing stuff. I don't know how to get back to your comment now, bro. It's probably long gone. I apologize, Unrested Tank. I love you. And speaking of that, we are going to get back to hearing what Jesse has to say, and I'm going to read some more supers here in just a minute, you guys.
Really important. So that is my request from the audience today as we get into this. All right. So the body language guy, who I just subscribed to his channel, he's amazing. This guy is doing incredible coverage.
This dude is dope.
Of this case. Oh, by the way, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel, that's generally how we do this. I say, if you're going to watch my content, just please subscribe. But, you know, I haven't been asking for anything. I haven't been doing any ads. It just feels wrong in, you know, given the circumstances of this case. But if you guys want to subscribe and also like this video, it would be very appreciated. Okay, so first of all, okay.
Yeah, and I'd just like to echo that. If you guys would, when you get a chance, go over to Jesse on Fire. Give him a sub. Hit like on the video. We're not going to watch his entire video. When creators do stuff like this, I try not to do the whole entirety of their video so that it motivates people. It gives them enough to understand what we're talking about. But it sends them over there because I like to be respectful of other creators, and I have respect for Jesse. So, you know.
So let's start right here, okay? Because like we're going through, you know, like some of the evidence that this was a terrorist cell that did this, okay? And so you're talking about like the number of people who made posts indicating in advance that this was going to happen. They made posts afterwards taking credit, okay? So we're going to look at that for a second.
Killer shared with his trans lover, and it is confirmed that it was a trans lover. Also, some clues are just in plain sight. Same transgender that was friends with Tyler's gay transgender boyfriend posted, "We effing did it," moments after Charlie's death.
Okay. So how about that? You know what I mean? How about that? Does that seem like something that a smart person who is living in like this realm of reality and, you know, isn't facing the death penalty for what they're, you know, indicating?
Oh my God.
Like a conspiracy to commit this murder, like you're facing the death penalty, all of you guys.
Man, and I want to echo this. I actually also saw another tweet from him from Twigs from the night before that said, I'm just saying something big is happening tomorrow. So you've got this dude beforehand and afterwards talking about this crazy, brutal attack. That's nuts. That's nuts. Corey Graff said, was that hat from Black Rabbit? I think it might have been Black Rabbit, bro. That sounds familiar. Duck Detail said, hit you in the Instagram. Rest in peace, Charlie. Love you, Duck Detail. B810, never walk away from home ahead of your axe and sword. You can't feel a battle in your bones or foresee a fight. Big facts, man. Love that. Alpha Dragon Gaming. My mom is from Connecticut and the only conservative in her family. During Trump's first term, her sisters refused to talk to her because Trump would always berate her on the phone. Because of Trump, and they would always berate her on the phone. Mom never brought up politics with them. And, you know, sometimes you just got to not bring up politics with your family, homie. And it sucks, but it's better to not bring it up and be able to have a peaceful relationship with your family. I have certain people in my life that we talk about anything, but we don't talk about politics. Mind Your Business said there are people who are now even calling for the deaths of Charlie's wife and 2 children. I hate how sick and twisted the world has become. I released a video on this earlier today. That post has been forwarded to the fucking FBI. And the people that I work with who are helping make sure that these people hit the unemployment line, one of my homeboys from Irish Pride is put together a organization that is mass doxing people to their employers for this shit. He has that information as well. Yogevsky, the outpouring of support, not just nationally, but international, is humbling. Thank you, everyone. And I hope we're all doing better tomorrow. And I would love to say, yes, thank you. Like the UK had like 1,000 people in London marching for Charlie Kirk. And that was so incredible to see. Thank you guys from all around the world who are supporting the US right now. The people need the love. We really do. The greatest noob. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of these extremist animals starting to think Omni-Man was right all along. That being said, evil hates it when you smile back. Omni-Man, are we talking about Mustache Dude, bro? Is that a reference to Mustache Dude? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. Michael said, Michael McCool. Sick name, dog. Fuck yeah. Sorry to hear about the loss of your son, bro. Thank you, man. Rest in peace, Alan. The Squatch said, if you look at their values, it's closer to 1930s Germany party than anyone they call out. And that is nothing but facts, dog. Nothing but facts. Chaosity. Rest in peace, Charlie. Your legacy will save the USA. And JD, I hope you're able to get your 2A back someday. I know people can, and you absolutely deserve it. I am hoping that at some point, Governor DeSantis will give me a pardon, because that's what I need. I need a pardon from the Governor DeSantis in Florida for my Florida charges. Oregon will do it easy. Daddy Wolf, hey JD. Tussie TV reported that leftist nut jobs vandalized Charlie Kirk's memorial already. Already? Are you serious? Bro, this is going to be bad. This is Daddy Wolf. This is going to be fucking bad, you guys. They're trying to start a fucking civil war. And they're not going to win. The fuck? These people think words and silence are violence. And they're trying to start a war. File an OSHA complaint. Check legal mindset if you have people celebrating. Hell yeah. Corey Hagan, thank you for the support. Echoes of heresy. All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. Arbitration to Edmund Burke. At some point, the dam will break. Charlie Kirk is the martyr of courageous men. Yes. Yes. Man, I can't believe they already defaced that man's memorial. That is sick and disgraceful and disgusting.
Okay. and they're out there, we effing did it. Okay. Which is at least a little bit more just like brazen and less thinking that you're smarter than everybody else who's watching, which is what these other guys are doing. The one who asked the question and the guy who was cheering. It's hilarious. That's one of my favorite pastimes, is watching people who are dumb as fuck try to behave in a way which they think they're smarter than everybody.
So let's make a list real quick between us, you guys. Of course, there is the dude they're saying is the assassin. Then there's the old man who started yelling that he did it. Then there's the dude who was behind Charlie, who did the hats and nose signal right at the right time after the question was asked. There's the and that's an inside person. That's someone inside Charlie's security. Then there's the person who's asked the question, who is a suspect. Then there's the person who started cheering right after it happened. Then there's Twigs, who posted the night before that something was going to happen, and posted right after it happened. Yay, we did it, guys. We did it. Though that's a list of potential suspects right there. And with what the neighbors said about all these people from different states, different state plates, driving up there, and them catching that bad pH vagina, stank coochie vibe. I mean,
you're like, dude, you're like a goldfish trying to trick a human into whatever. Okay, like you're not pulling this off, right? But this, we fucking did it. You're all okay.
We effing did it, and here are the receipts. This is just disgusting. The level of details, all the details that are coming out. Breaking: another far left trans account had prior knowledge of Charlie's assassination. That's now 6 transgenders that had prior knowledge of the murder. As of the recording of this video, is more than 20 that people.
Okay, but look at that. Look at the time and date on that. Depending on what time zone that person is, I guess that could be prior. Depending on the time zone.
Are counting.
I told you guys. I told everybody this from the beginning. Did I not? I said, what's going to come out is that this was going to have been widely known in those communities.
Yeah.
Widely known. And that is why I keep harping on lock every single one of them up.
Yeah.
Anyone who is even moderately anyone who was in a chat group that knew about this, if they have a signal group, a group text, anything, anyone who had foreknowledge that this was going to happen and did not alert authorities should go to prison forever.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. If you understand what federal conspiracy charges are, say I call you and I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this thing that's illegal and this is going to happen. And you don't go, oh shit, and call and report it. You can get federal conspiracy charges. And with conspiracy, it's the easiest thing in the world for feds to get you on. It's the easiest thing in the world to be able to get you on. Now, you could say, hey, that's illegal, don't do that, and not report it. It's still conspiracy. You could say, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't break the law. It's still conspiracy. Unless you call and report it, it's conspiracy. So every single person who knew about this ahead of time can get conspiracy to commit aggravated murder. Every single one of them. And for conspiracy, you get the same amount of time as the person who did it. Whether it's drug trafficking, human trafficking, murder, you get the same amount of time. And with this, they're going for death penalty. Now, it would be less likely that a jury is willing to give them the death penalty than the actual person deemed the shooter. But life sentences, easy money, bro. Easy money. It would be so easy for them to get life sentences. Michael Phelps, thank you so much. The Great Shamu, love your content. Watching while I bottle some homemade mead. Yeah. You know, I miss home brewing. Now that I'm sober, I don't home brew anymore, but I miss it. Honey, cherries, blood oranges, and habaneros. Sounds great, bro. This story is crazy and keeps getting crazier. Keep up the good work, JD. One love. Huzzah! Love you, brother. The greatest noob. We are Charlie Kirk. Love you, fam. We've got Sean Doherty. I can't physically make myself afraid of people who think they're cats. It's impossible. Can we all stop being insane and go back to being Americans? I can't physically make myself afraid of people who think they're fucking cats. Ah! Bro, I love you, dog. ASMR Addict, what is up, fam? They say the entire right is violent with so few examples of fact. We have endless video evidence of the left violent, unhinged, but it's still not them. It's never going to be them. These people are they're allergic to accountability. They're allergic to ownership. And they've always got, like, you saw it immediately. They started shifting ownership and blame when one of their own did this horrific fascist terrorist attack. This was a domestic terrorist attack. And they immediately started shifting blame. It was the Groypers. It was the Groypers. It had to be, no, he's more far right than far right. It's a Nick Fuentes guy. Immediately shifting blame. So we have every fucking example in the world of what you just said. Facts, homie. Shameless Senpai, I heard Milo is coming back. I heard that as well. James M. Neutron, wood chipper fuel. What is up, bro? You know what's funny? I see your Grateful Dead profile pic, and I was talking with somebody last night at the Charlie Kirk candlelight vigil, and he said, I wonder if the hippies are in with this weird leftist shit. And I said, he's like, I wonder if it invaded the Deadhead community. And I said, I'm sure that it has to some, but I'll bet you there's a lot out there who don't follow it. Glad you're here, homie. Corey said, I love watching you and the unsubscribed guys currently trying to come alcohol. You guys help keep up the good work. Love you, bro, and you got this. I'm proud of you. Michael Phelps said, much love from Louisville, Kentucky. How do we get to a situation where gun control is trying to kill gun rights advocates? Man, it's wild, isn't it? It's wild. Braxton, love you, JD. Fuck, this is tough. I feel you, brother. Yo, we got another one from my homeboy. I love you. Alpha Dragon Gaming, I love you, bro. Thank you. Hot take. Just got done watching Dexter again. Sometimes I feel like we could use a few Dexters. The sad thing is being for the Constitution, common sense, and free speech is considered far-right ideals. That's because they move the goalposts so fucking much. Now, if it's not even that you're considered far-right, if you love this country, if you think that, like, kids should have a mom and a dad and that's good, if you believe that, there's such a thing as wrong and right and that having good morals is important, it's not that you're far right. It's that you're a fascist or a Nazi now. Can we please get off the fucking gas, bro? Can we please stop being retarded? Because it's super fucking tiring. I'm exhausted with the bullshit, bro. Anybody else exhausted with the bullshit? Let me know.
Okay. Like this, you guys, I have something big coming soon. Just be sure to check the news. You'll know it when you see it. Like, okay, check the news the week after that when you're facing the death penalty, idiot.
Yeah.
Online. 20. Where is the FBI? This account tweeted, you guys, I have something big coming soon. Just be sure to check the news.
Yeah, so just putting it out there. Also, multiple trans people in the area posted on September 9th that, quote, something big will be happening to Charlie Kirk tomorrow.
Wow. Every single one of them, every single fucking one of them need to spend the rest of their life in prison. Every single one of them. You know, I talked to somebody who said that they don't think that Charlie Kirk's shooter should get the death penalty. What they wanted to see was for the shooter of Charlie Kirk to get life in prison and have to listen to reruns of Charlie Kirk 24 hours a day, all day, every day, when they sleep, when they wake up, that they should be put in a solitary confinement cell and forced to listen to Charlie, forced to listen to somebody who was a better human being than them, forced to actually confront the truth of who Charlie Kirk was. Was that Riley Gaines? That was Riley Gaines. Yes. Yes, that was Riley Gaines' video. I talked to so many people last night. I thought it might have been at the rally. My life is turning into a fucking blur. What do you guys think about that? Because the ultimate conclusion is going to be, holy fuck, this dude was just actually a good guy. This dude didn't hate gay people. This dude didn't hate black people. This dude was actually fucking a loving, kind person. I think that would be sick. I'd pay extra taxes for that. Yeah, it wouldn't be much. I don't care if my taxes go up a little bit. If we can pump loudspeakers of Charlie Kirk reruns into this maggot cell for the rest of his disgusting, pitiful, sad, pathetic life.
This person right here, you guys have something big coming soon. Just make sure you check the news and you'll know it when you see it. I saw multiple accounts post that. As a matter of fact, oh yeah, then you have this one. Seems mildly relevant. Another trans person here.
See, and this is the person that I thought might be the same person as the person who they arrested. But this is why. This is why, you guys.
From Utah Valley State. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow, and I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow.
And that's exactly why I said that I wasn't sure, but that's why I said that might be the person. Turned out not to be, but they definitely knew. They were involved. The Jays, what's this guy's YouTube? Jesse on Fire. Great channel, great guy. Please check him out.
Oh my God. It's like they're all psychic or something, right? They're all psychic. They just all had a premonition that he was going to get.
So somebody just kept spamming over and over again. Do you delete comments from your chat, from your comment sections? I generally don't. No, I don't. But I just hid you so that you can't keep spamming, because my mods shouldn't have to deal with you being a little attention whore. Spread your legs a little wider. Spread your legs a little wider. Is this what you wanted? You wanted some attention? You dirty little sloot. Is Zaddy giving you what you needed? Because you posted that like 20 times. You dirty little attention whore. Now you can't do it anymore. I generally don't, but you're being an asshole. Stop being an asshole. My mods don't deserve that. They fucking kick ass for this community. Just spread your little lips and see what slides in, you little sloot. Little attention whore.
Now, let's look at a couple of the people that anybody with a brain knows must have been involved in this, which is the guy who stood up and was cheering.
This guy.
And then the guy who asked the question, right? This guy put this up yesterday or the day before when he obviously got identified as having jumped up and down and started cheering, because these guys live in an alternate universe. Okay. Like it's literally an alternate universe. Like you committed a murder.
See, but I have a different opinion on this than Jesse. I think that he did it to try to create a diversion, to try to create a distraction, to try to help the shooter get away. And I don't think that the shooter was actually the guy they have in custody who was on the roof. I believe that the dude who was on the roof was not the shooter, because how the fuck did the rifle at 30-06 make it into the woods when clearly it was not on the shooter at the time when he jumped off the roof? We see it clearly in the video.
And then you stood up and cheered. Okay. And here's him trying to explain himself. And if you know what you're looking at, it's unbelievable how much information he betrays just from speaking at all, as you'll see in a second. Watch this.
On.
The event opened with music, people throwing hats, and loud exchanges from different parts of the crowd. Some shouted offensive remarks directed at the LGBT community, while others made disparaging comments about the Prophet of Islam.
There you go. So right out of the gate, the first thing he said about the event is people scream disparaging comments towards the LGBTQ. What?
And did he was he reading a fucking script? Were you reading a fucking script? You fucking weirdo. I'm revoking your ginger card. He's Irish Bomb Squad. He's reading, isn't he? He's absolutely reading. Holy shit. You can't even speak from your mind or your heart. You're fucking weirdo, bro. Yeah, definitely no more ginger for you. You have been expelled from the cult of the gingers.
Whatever community. Okay. First of all, I highly doubt that that's true. And second of all, even if it was, the fact that that was the first thing that stuck in his mind, we already know this dude is he's an extremist. Like, he's one of these like completely off the rails woke people that like, you know, like that's the front of his mind. So you already, as he is going to start trying to pretend that he's not one of these guys, he's already shown exactly what he is.
The atmosphere carried an energy of confrontation more than dialogue. The first debater tried to persuade Charlie to adopt Mormonism, but the exchange drifted into a disjointed back and forth of opinions. The audience eventually booed him off the platform. Another speaker raised the idea of restricting gun rights for transgender individuals, citing Donald Trump as an influence.
I don't understand why is he making all this introduction as in, let's talk about the what led to my behavior.
Exactly. Yeah. What are you talking about, dude? The only reason anyone knows or cares who you are is because you stood up and cheered after Charlie Kirk got shot. Why don't you explain that?
Yeah, huge facts. But here's the thing. I love when people tell on themselves. Anybody else love when someone who's a clear and blatant piece of shit tells on themselves? This dude is blatantly telling on himself. And here's the thing, is this dude had a script. Either he wrote this or somebody wrote this for him. And they looked at it and they were like, yeah, this is going to be convincing, guys. This is a fucking win. This script is great. And then went and read it on a video and pressed post. There are retards that walk amongst us, you guys. Many, many retards. Stay safe.
As he does.
Began to reference statistics and posed a question. Charlie's response turned to the subject of gang violence as a part of the mass shooting statistics. At that point, I did not see what happened directly. My head was lowered while I listened. When I heard a sharp crack, at first, I thought it might have been fireworks or a disruptive prank, so I looked up.
Oh, wait a second.
Like, this guy, honest.
That's your first thought when you hear a 30-06 rifle go off. Because I don't know about you. I don't know where this kid lived or grew up. I grew up in a bad neighborhood in California. And every time I hear a loud bang, my first initial thought is, fuck, somebody's shooting. And most of the time it ends up not being that. But I don't believe this dude for a second. I thought it might have been fireworks or a prank or something disruptive. Read more, you fucking weird bitch.
Thinks like these guys like wrote this out and thought that this was going to be some kind of shield from prosecution or something. It's like, here, just let me explain myself, okay?
I love that he called it too and called this piece of shit out for writing this shit. That's fucking great.
Like, there were people there that were screaming negative things towards the transgender community. Also, there were specific questions asked about transgender rights as it relates to guns.
I didn't like the words. The words hurt my feelings, and then I thought somebody threw a firecracker, and so I started cheering. Yeah, firecracker, firecracker. No more mean words, firecracker. This dude's fucking stupid as shit.
So on, so forth, etc. And as a trans terrorist cell, we decided that, you know, them coming for our guns was a bridge too far. So the way that we made sure we're going to protect trans rights to own guns is we conspired with many other transgender radicals and we murdered Charlie Kirk with said gun. Like, okay, let me just make perfectly clear my stance on restricting gun ownership for trans people. I talked about this last week. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever. You can't do that.
And my video echoed that same sentiment. I know it didn't do very well, so most of you probably didn't see. I did a video on whether or not we should try to look into taking away trans people's gun rights. And emphatically, no. We cannot and we should not single out groups to try to take away people's Second Amendment rights. That is unconstitutional. It's a slippery slope. We do it to trans people today. Guess who's getting it done next time? Now, I want to address something really quick because I see it's getting a lot of blowback. A lot of blowback in the comments. Joe Shamaloon, thank you for the support. Appreciate you. Said Trump had Charlie Kirk killed. That's why he refuses to talk about it. So I want to address this first off, and thank you for the support. And please, you guys, don't be mad at the person. This person has a theory, and let's do what Charlie Kirk would do, and let's talk about this and be respectful to this gentleman. Like, it's all respect. This is a theory. I've heard other people theorize this, you guys. Trump had Charlie Kirk killed. That's why he refuses to talk about it. He actually talked about it immediately. He was actually the first person to officially announce it. He also tweeted about it, or Truth Socialed about it, or whatever he does, at the exact same minute, the exact moment that Benjamin Netanyahu did, which is interesting because for the last week of his life, Charlie Kirk had resolutely changed tracks on how he felt about America's greatest ally. So for him to come out at the same exact moment that Trump truthed about it and Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted about it, a lot of people feel like maybe there's something there. I don't think there's anything. I personally don't think that there's anything that I've seen that would implicate any solid involvement on Trump. Not only did he speak about it immediately, so you're saying that him refusing to talk about it is incorrect. Trump has also come out and said that he wants the person executed and that there's no other option but the death penalty. And I believe wholeheartedly that if Utah doesn't get that done, that the feds are going to pick this up, you guys. The federal government will get it done if Utah doesn't. Now, normally, when you get prosecuted for a crime by a state, it can't be redone by the state, but the feds always have the option to come in and pick it up. And I believe wholeheartedly that if Utah doesn't get the death penalty, that the feds will come in and pick it up. I don't think we have anything that solidly points to that, but I have heard other people theorize that, and I don't think we should attack people over thoughts and ideas and discussing what we have on the table that's in our mind. I think we should respect each other, and I think Charlie Kirk would agree with us, or me, on that. So let's not attack the gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Let's be respectful. I also really quick want to say, Joe Shalom, thank you again for the support. Trump is in the middle of trying to cause civil war. Wake up. I don't think Trump actually wants civil war either. I don't think that Trump wants civil war. I think the last administration wanted civil war. But I don't see Trump as somebody who wants war, especially in his streets. Are you theorizing that he wants to do this so that he can come in and that he can implement martial law and then stay in power? Because I have heard people say that they think Trump wants to implement martial law because then you're not going to have an election. If there's martial law, he can stay in power. I please, you guys, do not be mean to Joe for discussing his thoughts and beliefs. That's not what we do here, unless it's somebody who's being ignorant. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who think that Trump might want to stay in power by implementing martial law. But I don't think he wants a civil war, and I don't think he needs a civil war to implement martial law, bro. And it's way too soon. I think that just logically, if we look at it, that would be like end of the third year behavior, not the end of the first year behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if Trump wanted to implement martial law, you're not going to keep martial law going from now until fucking, 2020 or 2032 or anything. That's what I'm saying. I don't see a lot of logicality in that. And I definitely don't see anything that would back it with proof.
Okay. That's not a thing that you can do. Like, you don't want anyone to start down that road, because then ultimately it's like, oh, well, why are you doing it? Oh, it's mental disorders. Oh, what other mental disorders are there? Well, how about ADD? You don't know, they're spontaneous, whatever. Like, you don't want to go down that road. Except now I'm kind of like, geez, I don't know, man.
Well, now, as far as taking away trans people's gun rights, there are mental health stipulations, but you have to be proven to be mentally defective. That means somebody who's been like 5150'd. We all know I have 5150 tattooed across my stomach. I've never been 5150 though. I've never been deemed a danger to myself or others. So, you know, I think that there are ways that we need to minimalize the risk of gun ownership of people who are literally mentally defective. And there is constitutional grounds for that, but a blanket trans ban, I don't think is appropriate. There's also not a single medication you can take away somebody's Second Amendment rights for other than a medical marijuana card. So you're telling me that you could be on fucking fentanyl legally for pain management through your doctor. You could be on Adderall, which is an amphetamine, through your doctor. Vyvanse, same thing. You could be on Oxycontin through your doctor, and they're like, yeah, no, you're safe to have a gun, but if you smoke a little fucking plant, they're saying that you lose your constitutional rights to have a gun. That's crazy. That's crazy to me, and I don't see the logic in it.
I don't know if there was this many of them that were on board with murder. Yeah, maybe they shouldn't have guns. You know what I mean? Like, talk about the most counterproductive moment in history. Okay, I'm not actually supporting restricting gun ownership for trans people, for the record. Okay, I am promoting the death penalty for all of these people, though. Just so we're clear.
Death penalty or life in prison. Leave them on GP. Let them get beat down and butt fucked. I'm with them getting beat down and butt fucked personally. Does anybody want to see the death penalty or the other DP, the double penetration? Let me know in the chat. Do you want to see these people get the death penalty or the double penetration life sentence in prison, where they spend every single day getting a broomstick jammed up their ass sideways, splinters and all? I want to know. Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm going to take some of these supers. I'm sorry I'm so behind. I love you guys. Mini Medic. Can we be Charlie's Chippers? Charlie's Chippers. That's dope, bro. Fuck yeah. Thomas Childers. One reason why we are so divided is because somewhere along the way, we quit listening to each other. All the while we were trying to prove our views are the only views. Keep it up, my brother. I am so happy to be wrong if I'm wrong, because that means somebody educated me. That means somebody pulled me up out of a view that was incorrect. And I think we should all be a little more humble and open to each other's opinions. Scroats my goats, my guy. Discord mods have 4 days to sanitize Tyler's groups and delete content. There are undoubtedly dozens of accomplices, and Discord mods will do whatever they can to protect them and themselves. So here's the thing, is that there's always a digital trail. And when you're dealing with the feds, once it's online, it's for fucking ever. That's why I always tell you guys, do not do threats online. Do not do threats online. Never put threats online. Seems like a lot of people like the idea of the double penetration for the rest of their lives. Y'all sick fuckers. You're just like me. I love it. That's beautiful. Dung is fun. Good to see you. It's good to see you, Dung is fun. I used to live and let live. I'm changing my opinion about it. I'm still staying peaceful, but I'm tired of being respectful to people. And you know what? I think at this point, it's fair, because they're being outright violent towards us. And the ultimate disrespect of people that are willing to talk and be reasonable and see other viewpoints being called Nazis and fascist, that is such a huge level of disrespect, and it's so disgusting. Kane said people forget the FBI can lie for good reason. They said he acted alone because that they can make any accomplices relax, which can make them a lot easier to catch. And that is actually a valid point. That is a valid point. Thank you for that. Two Wheel Waldo, sorry, off topic, but I DM'd you on IG under the same name about a 14-year-old being abused in Polk County, and we could really use help getting some exposure. Two Wheel Waldo, I'll look for that, and if necessary, I'll call Sheriff Grady Judd. Code SPIV. Yo, JD, first time super chat. Thank you so much. Huge fan of yours. I'm just a normal dude. I don't have fans. I have friends and family. Welcome. You are loved here. I hope by the end of this war amongst ourselves, we never let ourselves become this divided ever again. I'm an artist, not a fighter, but I'll fight the good fight if need be. You know, here's the thing is that, like, we haven't been this divided in a long time. And thank you so much for the support. I'm so honored that I would be your first super chat. We haven't been this divided in a long time, but we are not yet as divided as we were with what caused the Civil War. But this was an instigating event. This was not the actual event. I believe this was an initial event, and I believe there's something bigger coming. And I've seen a lot of crazy, deranged septemringians on TikTok making videos talking about it needs to happen. It needs to happen. We got one, but the big one needs to happen. What do you think they're talking about? I'm going to be releasing a short about it probably tonight. It needs to happen. It's fucking crazy talk, bro. New beginnings. Got threatened to be fired for privately praying with a coworker during our lunch break. We were privately praying for Charlie Kirk and got reported. I think that that's probably a violation of some rights, depending on whether you live in a right to work state or not. Right to work states are wonky. I'm sorry that happened to you. Desert Rose, I love you, sis. So good to see you. I've missed y'all. Hospital for a new mysterious autoimmune disease. Sis, I'm so sorry. 6 doctors couldn't figure it out and still don't. 2 of 6 treatmented me were assholes. Denied treatment by doc number 6. Unbelievable. I am so sorry to hear you're going through that. We have wondered where you are. We're so glad that you're back. We love you so much. I'm going to run real quick down here. I just saw this pop up, and I want to make sure that I answer this in a timely fashion. Ufta, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that support, sis. Those indoctrinating our young through the education system and those in office pushing personal agendas need gone now. We are done pacifying. They silenced one, but woke up an army. Rest in peace, Charlie. And that's what I'm saying. In all reality, they think they won some sort of fucking battle. And what they did was they made 1 million Charlie Kirks. They made 1 million more Charlie Kirks. I don't know why they are celebrating. It is the stupidest thing in the world to me to see these people celebrating. You guys just made 1 million more Charlie Kirks. You empowered so many people. And thank you for that support, Ufta. I love you so much. I appreciate you. We are all in this together. LCS. Have they officially had a funeral service memorial for Charlie yet? I apologize if I'm not up to date. There's been so much. So I believe that there was one scheduled for this evening, and I'm not sure about time zones, whether that's happened or not. I'm just not certain. I wish I could give you a more resolute answer. Doug said a lot of people don't realize this because it was popular back in the 1920s, but the left is what's known as red fascism. Factually, historically true. John McClain, JD, Khalil Cobb here commenting from Kansas. Out here in the heartland, we are awake now. We are awake now. Bunch of dogs out here in the sticks ready to be let off the leash, and it's loud. And that's what I just said, man. They made 1 million Charlie Kirks, but Charlie was the moderate one. Charlie was the kind one. Charlie was the one that said, hey, let's all just have a civil conversation. Now that we've seen that they're willing to kill us for our opinions, for our constitutional rights to speak, things changed, you guys. This country changed. That shot changed this country. Corey Graff, Quinn Pratt, I know Quinn well, has also been making sure people get terminated from the jobs. The Packers are on Thursday night game, did a moment of silence for Charlie. I know that the Ducks also did an away game where they did a tribute to Charlie, and there will be a larger tribute to Charlie at the Ducks' next home game here at Autzen Stadium, where they will be dedicating that seat that will stay forever empty for Charlie. Quick said, what's your thoughts on what Assassination is going through in lockup? So I'm going to be releasing a full-length video about that tomorrow. Let's just say that Utah is one of the few states that has their death row inmates on mainline. So please stay tuned tomorrow for the video of what will happen to the assassin in prison. Mobstopper said, the ones against us are the ones trying to silence us, always and forever. The ones who do not allow you to use your constitutional rights to free speech, the ones who want to silence you, will always be the enemies of the American people, and it's fucking treasonous behavior, you guys. Backwoods Templar, love you. We need to start standing up to these people. That's the only way this crap will stop. I can't say what I want to say. YouTube hates free speech. Trust me, as a creator here, I know. Christopher Modeling. Love you, brother. Like you said, I turned radical after his death. And the sad part is I'm a priest. God bless you. God bless you, man. Sensevera Media said, can we make Grady Judd the next governor of Florida? I'll move there to help with his campaign. He'd pardon you, I bet. If Grady Judd got in there, bro, I would get a pardon. And I know that the people of Florida would vote him in. Alien, the man that vandalized Charles Memorial was wearing the same shirt as the assassin. Let me reread that. The man that vandalized Charlie Kirk's memorial was wearing the same shirt as the assassin. So does that go to grant legitimacy to what Jesse on Fire was saying? That this is clearly an Antifa organized situation? I think that it does. Alpha Dragon Gaming, here's my last super chat donation. Just to thank you for putting up with my spam of super chats. Lil, love you. Bro, honestly, you support me so much and you've done so much to help keep us going here, Alpha Dragon Gaming. I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough for being here, for interacting, for supporting financially. My guy, I love you and I just appreciate you. Don't ever apologize. Don't ever apologize for being so kind and keeping us going here. Ren the Dark. I can't believe how stupid these people are. It's like putting a billboard, we did it, signed morons right in front of the police station. That is absolutely what it is, bro. Facts on facts. Polo Miyamo. Polo my name, Namo. Hey, man, you got to watch Shoe on Head when she does a video on this. She was a Bernie supporter before the left pushed her out. You know, there was a point in time where I admired some of the things that Bernie said until he proved to be the biggest sellout disappointment ever. There, you know, I had more left-leaning views for a minute. I wasn't a Democrat. I wasn't a leftist. I wasn't a blue-haired, well, I did have a septum ring, but I had it long before it was adopted. But there was a period of time where I leaned more left, and it wasn't the right that drew me more right. It was the left that shifted and that also repulsed me with their repugnant behavior and their repugnant denial of facts and reality, and them constantly pushing for us to accept things that are gross and disgusting and shaming us for asking questions. Sarah Beamer, mind if the wood chipper tribe respectfully call or email Governor DeSantis to let them know you deserve your pardon? Must be respectful if we do. If you guys would like to do that, I would be very appreciative, but please be respectful. You know, coming as somebody who lived in Florida, Florida loves that dude, man. Eugene Haynes, the dude that vandalized Charlie's memorial was wearing the same damn shirt as the shooter. How disgusting and how obvious and how stupid. Revolution. Charlie would want us all to forgive the shooter. I know it's hard, but God commands us to forgive and love. we all fall short of the glory of God. And I understand that we all do. And I understand that Charlie would want us to do that. And Charlie would do that himself. Charlie is a better man than me. Charlie is a better man than me. And I'm fully willing to admit that. I'm angry. I'm angry. It's too soon for me, dude. It's too soon. I'm not that quick with the forgiveness shit. I know that I should be, and I strive to be better. But as for right now, I'm fucking angry. Tarek said, I was charged with conspiracy to commit arson for stuff my friends did. Lawyer said, this will be the hardest fight I have fought for you so far. Exactly. Conspiracy charges are almost impossible to beat. Unrested Tank said, Irana's killer got deemed unfit to stand trial and sentenced. That creature to a mental evaluation. You guys, our country is so fucking broken. Our country is so fucking broken, you guys, that dude who killed that poor little Ukrainian girl for no fucking reason she's not going to get justice for that. That's fucking gross, dude. That's crazy. Dung is fun. JD, check out Legal Mindset. He's a property attorney. He's a good man. He called out that BS that you're talking about right now. And I actually follow Legal Mindset. Great creator, great lawyer. Small Town Texan, rapper Kasky mocked Charlie on video, then deleted it. You know, I saw that, and I used to be friends with Kasky. And it fucking sucks, dog. It fucking sucks to see him be that heartless and gross. Noah G, you still rocking Blenders glasses? I still love my Blenders, but I've been wearing Spies lately. I've been really feeling these Spies lately. I got a whole bunch of different pairs of Spies, and I dig them, bro. I like wearing all black with splashes of bright colors. That's just my style. Sledge and Wedge. Charlie's assassination was an attack on the First Amendment. Poignant, to the point, absolutely true. Michael LaRoche. Punk rock shows are full of these Nazi Antifa losers. And it didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be like that. They went from being anti-fascist to being the new fashionably fascist, Antifa fascist. Daniel said Fuentes called on his supporters to block polling stations and get Kamala elected and has endorsed Newsom. Groypers are leftists. Nick Fuentes is an FBI agent, according to Dung is fun. You know, I haven't heard enough of his stuff to make an educated opinion myself. I haven't heard that he tried to get Kamala elected. That would be wild work, in my opinion. Mandy F., love the work you do. God bless Charlie and his family. Much love from North Dakota. Love you, Mandy, and much love right back out to you in North Dakota. Eugene Haynes said, you think there's any comparison to people that took the vax boosters and these radicals? I'd like to see the statistics. I'd really be interested to see those statistics. That's an interesting theory. Jonathan said, I think you should do a meetup in Texas sometime. Would really love to meet you in person. I support all of your business and your stance. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I love Texas. And it's also one of my largest demographics. Florida, Texas, California, some of my largest states of people who are in this community. And I love you guys. Mrs. High, hello from Fort Myers, Florida. Love the coverage on this, JD. And yes, I just seen the video. He was kicking things in the memorial site, idiots. See, and you guys have seen this and I haven't. It saddens my heart so much. Gary's Metal Detecting. Good evening, Mr. JD. Happy Sunday to the chat. Happy Sunday to you, brother. Thank you for being here. Jonathan also said, do these kids not get that they are being used? They don't. They genuinely think that they are being fucking original and authentic, and they're fighting the good fight. Like that kid thought he was going to deface the memorial with impunity, then got his ass on live TV in front of the cops, yet he is the one in cuffs. It's crazy work to fuck yourself off like that. Echoes of Heresy said, just saw Fox News said JD Vance will host the Charlie Kirk show. This would be absolutely sick. Wow. Is that official? I've also heard people say that they think that Ben Shapiro is going to take over Turning Point, and I hope that that's not true. I hope that's not true. Jonathan Fletcher, $100 says Joe Shulmoon disputes the charges on his card. Ooh. Look, I don't want to bash Joe. Joe came here with what I'm going to say were good faith conspiracy theories. And I don't personally agree with them, but I respect our differences, you guys. Genuinely respect our differences. And I think Charlie would want us to do that as well. Justin said, what up from Las Vegas? Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Love you, bro. Jonathan H. said, JD, apparently something profound happened today. Churches all across the country were packed with new attendees today, and many of them became saved. And Charlie would fucking love that, my guy. That would make Charlie happier than anything. Vagrant said, I feel like Gavin Newsom and his ilk would be far more likely to instigate civil war this early into Trump presidency. And that I 100% agree with that. That checks. That makes sense to me. That actually follows a line of logic that I could understand. The idea that Trump would want a civil war or martial law at this point, I don't see how that makes any sense.
I looked up to the horizon for smoke. He is looking for a justification of why he was looking up at arm.
Yeah, so he's trying to explain why he immediately looked in the direction of the shooter, like as if there is some other reasonable explanation aside from because you knew he was going to be there. You know what I mean?
Okay, that is important.
My friend reacted in horror, saying Charlie had been struck. His voice and description told me how serious it was. Based on his reaction, I believe Charlie had been gravely injured. I instinctively checked the security team's movement, though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA, not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction that might help calm panic or even save lives.
So basically,
this is the stupidest fucking story I've ever heard. Okay, like this is the level of criminal that you guys are dealing with here. Like this is so. You do the most self-incriminating thing of all time. You stand up and cheer right after Charlie Kirk gets shot, and you look directly in the direction of the shooter who just shot over your head to shoot at Charlie Kirk, and you cheer. And then when you get caught on camera, like any dumbbell with one brain cell would have known, of course, everything's going to be recorded. It's a gigantic event. Okay. There's no one who's not going to be on camera. Okay. And a person who, like this, it's I don't even have words for how delusional and idiotic these people are. Okay. And so, yeah. Oh, but this makes sense. Okay. So, how can I explain this? Well, I was trying to I was shouting USA to just to distract from something or other to save lives. Yeah. Right. Okay. If you didn't know that this was coming, okay. If someone just fired a rifle and shot the guy on stage, okay, why would you have any feeling of safety at all? Okay. Everyone reacts the same way, which is to duck, to hide, and to try to assess the situation. And they're terrified. Okay. People don't get murdered in front of you very often. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not a thing that happens. And
so he's reading a script. He's reading it poorly. The script is stupid as shit. The script doesn't make a lick of sense. And he can barely read it. This dude clearly is not mentally all there. This has every single marking of somebody who was involved, who's mentally unstable, and who is just trying his best to be able to brush after his tracks, but doing it so poorly that he's further incriminating himself. Come on, guy. Keep telling on yourself, you dumb fuck. It's crazy. Gary's metal detecting opening logical debates, stops violence, and builds community ties. Let's try. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I know Cam Higbee has started he's picked up exactly where Turning Point left off. And I saw a video of him get assaulted for it. Assaulted for it. These people don't want to come to the table. They don't want to talk. They want to attack us. They want to hurt us. And I don't mean us as in Republicans, conservatives, far right. I mean us that just want to have a conversation. us that don't just blindly follow, us that ask questions, us that want to have civil discourse. They want to hurt us. They want to hurt you. They want to hurt your family. They want to hurt your community. And it's insanity. Kane said the left keep trying to start a civil war and the right is now trying to hold back and prevent the war. Facts. Which is crazy because the left would get absolutely wiped the first round. Off the planet, dog. Off the fucking planet. Let me ask this in the chat. Is there anybody who thinks that the left would win in a civil war? Is there anybody who thinks that the left would win in a civil war? Anybody? Let me know in the chat. I would love to hear anybody. And let me know if you think they would. Let me know why you think they would win. No. A lot of people laughing. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Not a chance in hell. No. Irish Bomb Squad. D112 cons. The real problem is insert extremist mindset here, plus crazy. Maybe deal with that part a little bit more quickly. Yeah, facts. Brady Wells said, hey, JD, been writing some more up to 32,000 words. Get it, my bro. Get it. Get Squirrely said, if anyone is trying to start a thing, it's the left trying to goad us into committing the first atrocity. Don't fall for it. Keep being bigger than they are. They already committed the first atrocity. And then they tried to blame it on the right. They did the first atrocity, tried to blame it on the right, and they got fucking exposed. They got violently exposed because they're too stupid for fucking words, bro. They're too stupid for fucking words. Mastro, do we have the video of him actually shooting from the roof? No. We see him leaving, but what about the moment the shot was taken? We do not have that, and I do not believe that the shot came from the roof personally. Not a YouTuber. I used to be right-wing, left-wing, same fucking bird, but 2025 have to be anti-left. I don't want to be in any party, but the left is my fucking enemy, dog. They're not here to talk. They're not here to be peaceful. They're not here to be good Americans. I mean, there's good ones in there, but like as a whole, they want to harm us. They want to harm this country. They want to see this country fucking burn, and I'm sick of it. My father fought for this country. His father fought for this country. My friends fought for this country. I will fight for this country. Will you fight for this country? I don't want a war here, but I'm not going to let this country be destroyed. Timothy V. Trump on many occasions has been on record saying that what he wants is for people to stop dying from war. So I see civil war as the opposite of what he wants. I love you, brother. Thank you for what you do. And that I have absolutely heard him say repeatedly, which is another reason why it doesn't make sense to me that he would want a civil war. Make asylums great again. Southern Siren Vintage Jenna. Agreed. 100%. Keep guns free. There's a visual for Charlie Kirk in Woodland Park, Colorado at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, the 17th for those nearby. Big shout out. I went to one last night here in Eugene, Oregon, and it was absolutely beautiful. Tucson tropical trees. You can't own guns when you're mentally ill. Well, you have to be proven mentally defective is actually where the federal line is drawn with that. So there's the DSM-5 has a lot of mental disorders. They don't call it mentally ill. No mental disorder bars you from it, but being deemed mentally defective, a danger to yourself or others, does constitutionally. RTJ Sims, now that this Antifa is confirmed, I mentioned Bleeding Kansas last time, and you seemed to not like it. I don't either. I don't want it. There are too many parallels. It lasted 6 years before Civil War I. I adamantly stand that I do not want a civil war in this country. Osborne said, hey, JD, I just recently found you through the Unsub podcast. Hey! You were on recently. Glad to be here. I have a lot of videos to catch up on. Osborne, welcome. We love you, and we're glad that you're here. Abby said we cannot keep up with the chat. We need it on slow mode. Abby, unfortunately, I am streaming through StreamYard, and I have no idea how to put it on slow mode, sis. I still have not figured that out. I'm old and I'm rusty, and I apologize. JW's Garage, red flag law, all these lunatics spouting off online. I don't like red flag laws. I'm just going to say that. I personally, for me, red flag laws lead to abuses of power. Daddy Wolf, we're turning Jersey red, book it. We are Charlie Kirk, Gen X. It's time to introduce ourselves. No longer are we remaining quiet. And I think that, like, if nothing else, it's made people empowered to be loud and empowered to stand up. Because for a long time now, it's been that if you spoke your mind and you didn't agree with what was going on the left, you were going to lose your job. You were going to be ostracized from society, which is a fascist way of dealing with things. And now people are like, no more, fuck this. D112 Cons. Charlie fought his enemies by handing them a microphone and asking them to speak. And that was too extreme for enemies of free discourse to handle. Charlie was the nice one, and they killed him. What do they think was going to happen when they made a martyr? Mountainside Productions. News Nation says the Pentagon are tracking posts that may have indications of involvement. And that's absolutely beautiful. They should be. This was a terrorist attack on our country. This was an act of domestic terrorism by a domestic terrorist group. This was Antifa. Rob Gagnon, shout out to you, JD. Stay based and keep calling this shit out. Freedom is never free. Big love from Canada. Big love right back to our brothers and sisters up there in the north. Elephantasm. There were marches in Korea for it. In Korea. This is the effect of a real martyr. The world moved in response to one man's faith. And, you know, it happened in the UK as well, out in London. This is a worldwide affecting event, you guys. This really is the second shot that was heard by the whole world. Torsted's Armory. I love you, JD. Thank you for all you do. I'll give what I can. I'm watching Takedown right now. Takedown, my buddy Chris Hansen. But rest in peace, Charlie. Prayers go out to his family. Please continue to pray for his family. Pray for Erica. Pray for his kids. Erica's a warrior, man. Holy shit. It choked me up. My chest heaved when I listened to that woman speak so soon after losing her husband and being so strong. Dominar said, can you and all of us say what we want to say on Patreon, or will we just get stepped on? Announcement, I started a Patreon. You guys have asked me to start a Patreon. I started a Patreon, and over there, it's my understanding that we could say whatever we want to. My videos on Patreon are going to be uncensored, and I won't have to watch my tongue. And that's why I started a Patreon. I started it the night before Charlie was assassinated. And so I haven't really focused on promoting my Patreon. It felt cheap. But since you mentioned it, Dominar, I started a Patreon. I even have one subscriber already there without even announcing it. They just found me. Big shout out. I love you guys. If you want, I'm JD Delay on Patreon. Thank you for reminding me, Dom. Tucson Tropical Trees. Why are we pretending these people are mentally stable? And why won't let me state this in mental illness issue in the words I want? YouTube has some crazy censorship going on, which is another reason why I started a Patreon. So we can actually speak freely there and not have the crazy censorship. Kai Preto Pursuit. We have 11 child predators facing felony charges here in Kentucky and just started doing interviews in May. Love your content, and we are praying for Charlie's family. We will never stop fighting to stop pure evil. Love you, family. Keep up the good work. Proud of you. Hell yes.
So predicting people's behavior, very easy. Okay. Fear. The kind of fear that only comes with a life-threatening situation. Many people have never felt that. You know who has, though? everyone at that event that didn't know that an assassin was going to shoot Charlie Kirk. Everyone else who dove on the ground to try to avoid themselves becoming a victim of a mass shooter. Like the idea that anyone would feel comfortable at that place enough to jump up and cheer and make themselves a target if they didn't know what was going on is so stupid that it borders on insane to think that anyone would believe this. You know, like it's unbelievable.
He wanted to do what Trump did at Butler, according to him. All right.
At that moment, no one knew whether this was a lone shooter or something coordinated. My friend was devastated.
It's like
he had admired Charlie deeply. He's like, yes, so I definitely am a trans radical. But you know, the person that I was there with, had deep admiration for Charlie Kirk. You just have to look at it and go, they must be used to not interacting with anyone outside of their group at all in real life. Like,
and that is a real life thing. That is like a running theme with people who get indoctrinated to the left, is that they live in echo chambers like Blue Sky. They live in echo chambers like little Reddit groups where they all just suck each other off, like a big gangbang of sucking each other off. And they don't allow for any conflicting thoughts. So when they go in the real world and there's someone who has the audacity to have a different thought process than them, they don't know what to do. And so then it infuriates them. It makes them feel attacked. They're not used to back and forth respectful discourse where somebody might disagree with them. So in the end, they end up losing their shit, feeling attacked, and then they go crazy with it. Doc Madness, dude. Doc, love you. Thank you so much. Not going to lie, this is worrying to me. Most other nations would call killing a political figure like Kirk an act of war. And the left doesn't seem to understand that. No, they don't. They're out here celebrating it. They're out here reveling in it. They're out here calling for more deaths. And they're doing it publicly online. And that goes exactly along with what we were just talking about with this crazy echo chamber shit that they find themselves in and they perpetuate because they just get more encouraged and emboldened by other people. And then when they have somebody come through that's like, yo, have you thought about this? They're like, that's violence. And can we talk about how retarded it is and how retarded you have to be to say that silence is violence? Like, you have to be a real life schlep who's never experienced violence to think that silence could be violence. If a war were to break out over this, there would be no left wing. Nope. Stay safe, y'all. These are crazy times. Doc Madness, I love you. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the support. Please stay safe. Keep your family safe. Our prayers go out to everyone in this community. Every night when I go to bed, I pray for this community. Every morning, I pray for this community. I genuinely love you guys.
This is what they look like to be. For the every part of their behavior is that of people who have been detached from reality and are now coming back in and think they understand how things work, and they are like completely unaware that they're like a group of Amish people who now just got to New York City for the first time ever leaving their farm. Like, that is seriously what these guys look like to me. It's unbelievable. Now, check this out. Okay, so the first one you just saw, that was,
hey, Joe Fry and William Leisure. Hold on. Joe Fry, William Leisure, and After Dark. Thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. I just saw that. Thank you so much for joining us over on Patreon. I love you and I appreciate you guys, man. We're going to be over there doing daily content on Patreon. I'm just getting started, but I promise it's going to be so much nicer not to have to not say what I really feel.
That was this guy, you know, like where he had actually he had prepared that speech, right? So that one you could see he was reading off of cue cards. Okay. So after he puts up the one where he's reading off of cue cards, talking about how people admired Charlie Kirk.
Kimberly, let's talk about it, shall we, sweetie? You keep talking about how Charlie Kirk is dangerous and why are we lifting up a guy who was literally Hitler? Let's talk. Are you okay, sweetie? Charlie Kirk was the nice one. I'm not the nice one. I'm a fucking felon. I'm a fucking convict. You said this man hurt a lot of people. Hurt your fucking feelings? Charlie Kirk wasn't a violent person. His ideas hurt your fucking feelings because you're soft as shit. And you can't take somebody who has an opposing opinion of you. And you feel vindicated to come out and accuse him of hurting people because he believed in God and family and this fucking country. And he believed that there's two genders. But he still loved everybody. And he came with facts and statistics. And you couldn't handle it? So you're saying that he fucking hurt people? That's a bold accusation, sweetie. Why don't you back that up and let us know, who did he actually hurt, Kimberly? Who did he hurt? Physically hurt. I'm not talking about this your pretty pink feelings shit. Oh, she got nuked by a mod. I wanted her to bury herself a little bit more. She got nuked by a mod. I was willing to debate that bitch. You're retarded, by the way. Charlie was the nice one. I'm not. Came to the wrong place for that shit.
And that, you know, this was, he stood up to distract and hopefully save lives. Okay, well, he didn't like the reaction to that, right? Because people obliterated him online because, of course, they're like, no one believes you, idiot. And so now he comes back and he does.
Dr. Dre, good debate, LOL. Woo! I love you, doggy. I love you, Trev. I love you, Abby. Woo! Good debate, LOL. Yeah. Where's your violence, you guys? Words hurt. You said a thing that I disagree with. Run that shit up your ass. That's crazy. Texas, Kamala spent more than $1 billion to become president of the United States of America and lost big time. The Dems will be hurt for a while. Bro, that bitch couldn't even talk, bro. She couldn't even talk. I would listen to her and I would go, what the fuck is she blathering about? Coconut tree monkey? What the fuck are you going on about? Are you wine drunk at 2 p.m. while you're running for president? I couldn't stand 4 years of that shit, bro. Like, even Joe was more cognitive than her, and he was a fossil. He was petrified. Backwoods Templar, these people are nothing but schoolyard bullies. And the only way to stop this is to stand up to them. We aren't taking their BS anymore. We certainly are not, bro. Polo, Walmart has the shirt still on their website last I looked. The name also said Kirk Shooter in the title. Huh? It said, what? What the fuck? Unrested Tank said, hey, JD, check out HDC Valhalla VFT would know the guy. I talk to Valhalla almost daily, bro. That's the homie. I'll check that out. The Nickinator. There's a vigil in Wilsonville, Oregon, near Goodwill on Friday at 7. You attending, my man? I plan to be there. Good to see you again, JD. Big love to you. I don't know that I'll be able to make it. I made the one out here in Eugene, though, last night. It was absolutely beautiful. The energy was amazing. The people were absolutely incredible. I actually, there were so many people. I didn't know that I knew that many people here in Eugene. I didn't know that many people knew who I was or were a part of this community here in Eugene until I went last night. I brought probably 600 or 700 stickers with me and gave stickers out to everybody that I met. I came back with 7 stickers in my pocket, bro. A huge stack, crazy stack. Vicky, we love you, and Jax, we love you, sis. Thank you for talking about everything that some can't do. We'll never stop fighting for you and your family. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We love you, Vicky. Thank you for being here. The Tog OG, first-time caller, long-time listener. Always stay golden, pony boy. You too, my G. I had to buy the soap that was mentioned earlier. Hope it's from someone from the community. Sudsy Bear, man. Corey Graff. Hell yeah. Ron White. Hey, JD, got introduced to you through the Unsubscribe Boys. I just want to say I appreciate the things you do for the world, and I hope you never stop putting yourself out there in the world and pushing your opinions. Stay safe, bro. Big love to you, Ron. Thank you for being here. The great old one said, just wanted to say I have a hard time finding the right words, but I do my best to be respectful, and I love your moral values, even though I don't agree with everything you have to say. Hey, great old one, we don't have to agree on everything. I'll still love and respect you. I mean, I'm not a good person like Charlie, but like I try to be loving and respectful with everybody who's respectful. You know what I'm saying? Marcus said, do we have room in the wood chipper? Oh, there's always room in the wood chipper, my guy. There's always room in there. Zach said, JD, thanks for always keeping it real, homie. I think I speak for the community when I say thanks for staying on top and giving us the raw JD delivered data. Also, your nips look like 9mm slugs. Love you, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. John Remanufacture, this has destroyed me. Love from Australia. Love right back to you and all of our family in Australia. Big love. John said, all of my friends from back in the day that mocked me for becoming a CO are now mocking Charlie and still preaching empathy while showing no empathy. Everything adds up with these idiots. Hey, and look at you being way more successful in life than them. It's mother's basement energy that they give off, bro.
This second one, okay? So the second one, no cue cards, right? So now you get to see what this guy actually is. Okay, now you just tell me how he comes off. All right, let's watch this genius's off the cuff take now.
You know, all this chatter is absolutely incredible, but I'm actually really burnt. I'm honestly like the happiest person you have ever met. And
you don't seem like a happy person. You don't seem like a happy person. That's not the energy. It's not giving happy, bro. And what a weird looking fucking dude, bro. Why does he always record with the door in the background? It looks like he's like taking a shit.
Your entire life.
Yeah, he comes off real happy. By the way, the reason I keep cutting off body language guy is specifically because I don't want to step on his commentary because it's really good, you know. So I would encourage everybody to go watch his after you watch the entirety of this video, because I'm telling you, I have good points to make at the end.
I'm absolutely sick of all of my soldiers, including Charlie, dying.
All of your soldiers? Sir, you think you have soldiers and you're hearing chatter? Dude, this dude is not fucking well. Not well. What the fuck?
He just said that he barely knew Charlie from his content, and now he's saying that Charlie is one of his soldiers.
So you guys can mock each other, mock away and see what happens. I am done with my soldiers dying while everyone just mocks each other.
Oh yeah, hey, he's not coming off like a trans radical terrorist at all. You know? Oh wait, your soldiers dying? Like, who are you talking about exactly? Yeah. And what are you referencing? And this seems like you're being very threatening.
Yes.
Which is
why?
Like, what's going on, buddy?
Okay, you guys, I want to do this out of respect for Jesse. I want you guys to go watch the rest of his video. It's a 38-minute video. We only watched the first 18 minutes and it was very interrupted. So I want to leave space for everybody to still go and check out his video, to give Jesse on Fire a sub, to check out his video. But I think you see where this is going. There's a lot more evidence that he has. But I think you see where this is going. There's more people that he's going to bring up. But this was clearly not just one deranged person working on his own. This was clearly, there were people that knew this was happening. co-conspirators, conspiracy charges, life in prison, bare minimum. There were people that were physically there and involved, death penalty, every single one of them. Death Silence said, ever bother to watch Nuxanor's videos? I think you'd probably like his takes on politics. I love Nux, bro. I think Nux is lit. Absolutely. Hood Billy Homestead. Bro, the thing that can make you murderous is the thought of his little girl trying to run to him as a daddy. It makes my blood boil. So for those of you who don't know, Charlie Kirk's daughter was scared by the sound of the shot, and she tried to run to her dad because her dad was her safety. Fuck. Spiritual being, human experience. Please, everyone, look at the signs. Our Lord Jesus Christ is coming back very soon. He loves all of us. Repent. The retribution is sooner than you think. Nexus. Love the lives, brother. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Nexus, love you. Appreciate you. Glad to have you here and as a part of this community. Rebick said, could you look into the father from Canada who killed his 9-year-old daughter in upstate New York? He dumped her body about 20 minutes away from my dad's house. I will absolutely look into that. How shattering. I'm so sorry, sis. Victor, I'm back. I think I need mental help because I didn't react like you did to the deed. Still think it wasn't right. Well, you know, I think that everybody processes shit differently. So I don't want to say that you're not mentally right because you didn't process things the way that I did. A lot of us have been through different things and we're all just a little bit different, and that's okay. The thing is that you don't celebrate a man's death like that. King of Squids, what's up, JD, from your neighbor in Idaho? Hey, had a beautiful vigil last night in Idaho Falls. Would love to chat with you about a few things. I am so happy to hear of all these vigils that are going off without a hitch, without violence, without detractors showing up and Antifa showing up shooting people. The pellet guy, McDaniel Trucking. I showed some of your content on Charlie on my stream last night because I agree with your stance on how this country is going to shit. Gave you 100% credit. Hope many of them sub to your channel. The pellet guy, love you, bro. Thank you so much. Gary said he's reading a script. Yeah, and then when we saw him without the script, holy shit. Do you ever feel negative energy and spiritual presences off people? I felt like we were listening to a fucking demon, you guys. Victor said the point of debate is to solve with words, and they killed him for it. The debate failed because they resorted to violence, and he was still there with the microphone going, hey guys, let's talk about our differences. I'd like to sit down and talk with you. Polo said, God, after learning about the shooter, I don't even want to send any of my children to college if I have any. That's fair and understandable. Raiders of the Lost Shark. I love your name, dude. I love your name. Who would fight it for them? Who would fight what for them? I feel like I'm behind on something. I love you, though. Archangel Michael George Akbar. They want to hurt the truth. I have been hacked ever since I put up my video about Charlie Kirk, and to hear Brother Jason is banned for 2 weeks for what? Telling the truth? YouTube, snap out of it. You know, the crazy thing is that Facebook has done an about 180. I used to get banned every single time I talk about a pedophile or a wood chipper over there. I haven't been banned since Trump got in office. The Rush said the left could win. You'd have to define what is a victory. The left has little to nothing to lose. If I lose a single member of my family, I have lost. That is a very good point. Lil Kotico. Due to Charlie, I have devoted myself to church. Charlie would love that. Brennan, bro, I'm trying to start doing what you're doing. I bought a small studio. I'm in Patacaw. Did I say that correctly? Kentucky. But I'm a start reseller. But I'm a reseller. I know you said if you were getting a self-defense thing made, I'll sell those too. We need to link on Insta. Hit me up, homeboy. Hell yes. Tazzy said, hey, JD, have you heard or looked into the Amazon book that was published a day before Mr. Kirk's death? So here's the thing. Yeah, I was educated on my video about it. Somebody who has published many books on Amazon said that when you publish your book, it allows you to put in your own publishing date so they could backdate it. So the only thing that makes sense to me is that somebody did that and backdated it, and they wrote a book with AI, but Amazon took it down. So I believe that it was probably written immediately with AI and then published, and they backdated it a day. Cantora Geasley Fish Official. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. I am a Latina, and my only votes in America was to Trump. If you love your country, don't vote for this mentally sick party, is I believe what she was saying. And welcome, and we love you. Torsten's Armory. Love you, JD. I'm enlisting after my buddy's wedding, which is in July of next year. I want to be a devil dog, and I'm excited but terrified, but I'm committed. Thank you for your service and your sacrifice, family. Can we talk about the new bill being introduced that if you speak ill of Israel, you can lose your passport? I don't know how much I can talk about my opinion of that on YouTube. That's another part of the reason why I started a Patreon. I don't know how much I could say about how I feel about that on here without getting completely nuked, my G. I'm going to be real honest with you. Meta Guide, Permanent Revolution, Google it. It's what the left believes. If people don't understand it in mass, we lose. Don't underestimate them. Fair point. Tanya, love you. Sending love and condolences to all my American neighbors. This is a travesty. Love from Canada. We love you, sis. Thank you. The Chicken. These people are hell-bent on ending MAGA, but they can only multiply it. We should give them MAGA hats since they are Trump's biggest supporters. I have seen so many people after Charlie Kirk's assassination say, I'm leaving the Democratic Party. I'm leaving the left. I can't stand with this anymore. Legitimately, I've seen so many videos. C. Scott, hey JD, love the show. Keep up the good fight from Vancouver Island, Canada. Rest in peace, Charlie. Appreciate you, bro. Derek Gabriel, could it be some type of air squib under his shirt? An air squib? I don't know. Can somebody educate me on what an air squib is? Manny Wise, they could not beat Charlie, so they took him out. That's exactly what they did. Eugene Haynes, bro, a Canadian teacher made their 10-year-old kids in the class watch the video of Charlie Kirk's assassination and ranted about fascism. What the fuck are these sick fucks trying to desensitize kids? They're not trying to desensitize them, family. They're trying to indoctrinate them, and they're trying to radicalize them. It's crazy. Torsten's Army, I'll be on Patreon soon. Hell yes. Hell yes. I'll be able to speak freely over there, I believe. Ruben said, the Maori natives of New Zealand paid tribute to Charlie. Big shout out to y'all. Thank you guys. Love. I am Delta Legend. Congress voted to suppress the Epstein files again on the same day that Kirk passed. Don't lose sight of that. The media blocked it out. That is 100% factual. That is 100% real. And Charlie Kirk himself changed his mind and his opinion and his position on the Epstein list. And how do I say this without nuking my... I want to be able to speak more freely. But he changed his position on who he felt was behind the blackmail and what they were doing around the Epstein list just days before they killed him. WR332. Scary is the amount of lefties that have zero self-awareness, their cognitive dissonance. If they know they're wrong, their tribalism allows them to lie to themselves and others. It's harmful to society. Bring back sanitariums. Facts. And Dark Madness, I just want to throw this up on screen because I couldn't get to it to be able to throw it up on screen. And I want to thank you again for that huge support. I love you, family. Sledge and Wedge. Civilians have no interest in civil war. Legislators, on the other hand, see an opportunity for taking rights like the First and Second. I see that. Ricky Rasta, love your energy and the message. Keep fighting the good fight, brother. Thank you, and I love you. Joshua, thank you for the support. I appreciate you. SGD Sparky, Rumble doesn't censor. I have Rumble Premium for a reason. I like it. I'm doing Patreon, though. I set my Patreon up. I've already got videos up. I'm going to be adding daily content on Patreon, and I'm going to be able to speak more freely over there. Dirty Dub, political power should never flow from the barrel of a gun. Can't we all just hit a bong? I can't. I'm in recovery, but y'all can. Much love from Richmond, Virginia. Gary's Metal Detecting. What's up? YouTube managed by the left. Look at the creator idea videos that manage channels censoring online with the alphabet community, JD. Well, I could say what I want to over on the Patreon. I know that. Dominar, how do I get to your Patreon? I can't find it. Link? It's just JD Delay on Patreon. I don't have a link ready. I wasn't really planning on announcing it tonight. American White Guy, Fairview Park, Ohio City Council President Mike Kilbane stepped down yesterday for comments about Charlie. Absolute win. We don't want people like that in power. I am Charlie Kirk said, should be illegal to own a gun if you vote against. A vote against gun rights? That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Eugene Haynes, love you, dude. Pakistani guy got arrested in Utah a little bit ago for planting a bomb under a news vehicle. Like, I've said many times that we don't hate the media enough in this country, but don't blow them up. That's fucked. Jonathan said, just join Patreon. Glad to support you. Jonathan, thank you so much. I love you, bro. Slim Jim said, love your videos, man. They help keep me clean. That right there means a lot to me, homie. Jackie Ray Dowdy. Big love, brother. This situation has hit the whole world. Last night they had a vigil in Melbourne. In Melbourne, they have no idea of the beast that was unleashed. Remember that we are above their level, and we need to stay that way, and we need to resist acts of violence. Love you, man. Love all y'all in Australia. Dina Caller, this was what's real. We got to open dialogue and have respect for agreeing to disagree. Full-hearted agree. Jonathan Miller said, last super chat I'll be able to send tonight, but I wanted to ask if you have any advice for a first-time dad. Yes. Give yourself grace. Give yourself space. Give yourself patience. It's going to be the biggest and craziest endeavor of your entire life, and understand that no one is absolutely prepared. Every parent to a certain level, no matter how educated or how prepared they are, is just winging it. All you can do is your best, bro. Just come out of everything with love. You're going to be good. Big Dave K. Hey, JD, thanks for this great forum. I believe in free speech. I believe in letting these dipshits keep running their mouths so we know who they are. I agree 100%. Breezy Bible verses, Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. From Central Oregon, we pray. Huge love and God bless. Raul said, if you ever watched wrestling, have you heard of Eddie Guerrero? He's someone I want to be. I never watched that much wrestling, so I don't know who that is. Non-toxic Pacific Northwest, sub to your Patreon, hitting you up on IG. Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate it. And you'll be able to get a lot more access to be able to, like, since I don't have, 1.5 million people on there, it'll be much easier to be able to communicate with me over on Patreon, dude. Much easier. Hicka, big love and respect. Thank you for the support, family. Millie said, turning in after a 17-hour shift, but did you hear that Armored Queers of Salt Lake City deleted their X account on the day Charlie was killed? No. That's kind of telling, isn't it? Tom Bowers, Charlie Kirk's assassination has a lot of similarities to the 2023 assassination of a Sikh leader, Hardeep Sijad Najir. I probably messed that up. In Canada, the globalist agenda to eliminate independent thought. It's not a conspiracy. I guarantee you it's not a conspiracy that there's a globalist agenda to silence people's speech. Death Silence said, it is official. JD Vance is going to host Turning Point tomorrow. That's crazy, man. That's absolute. The vice president is going to host Turning Point tomorrow. Wow. Dude, Charlie changed this nation. He changed so many lives. And in such a real way, you could see around the world that he has changed the world for the better. C.A. Human, can you change the title and cover of a book on you can change the title and cover of a book self-publishing on Amazon. See, and yeah, that's another thing. See, I've never published a book, so I didn't know that. But yeah, those are much more realistic than any conspiracy theory I've heard. Biometallic, single frame slow-mos shows the lead caught the edge of his protective vest, then up towards his head vertically through the neck. Here's the thing, though. He wasn't wearing a vest, homie. You could see his nipples through his shirt. So you can't convince me he was wearing a vest. Vests don't have nipples. As someone who has nipples that show through my shirt, you could see in the videos, you could see his nipples through his shirt. Charlie was another one with real nipples, dog. Nipple crew, forever. Charles Wilford, I knew from the first picture that came out the suspect is 100% Antifa. Yeah, absolutely. Johnny Johnson, would you be JD Vance VP? Would I be him? I don't think I can be any other JD. I'm just me. White Smoke, he was wearing a titanium vest. You can find the video of him discussing the different types of vests, the titanium ricochet up that killed him. Fact. I'll have to go back and relook at that. But the video that I saw showed nipples, and I'm pretty sure vests don't have nipples. Has anybody ever seen a vest with nipples? Biddy Boo Brown. I didn't know Charlie personally, but I've cried for days for him and his family. We love you here in Oklahoma, JD. I love y'all in Oklahoma. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Diddy Truck. Moving soon. Save time and money. Moving truck on. Moving labor nationwide with Diddy Truck. Awesome. Hell yeah. Get it, brother. Kareen. My coworkers who I know are left-leaning were shocked and heartbroken when I told them what Charlie's child did after that happened. It's nice to know not all people are crazy. Love from Ormond Beach. Kareen, did you go to the vigil in Ormond Beach? I saw pictures and videos. One of my friends was one of the people who organized the vigil in Ormond Beach. It looked gorgeous. A sunset walk on the beach for Charlie. Amazing. Bubsy, what about the liberals, lefties that are pretty much apolitical? I'm a conservative libertarian. Should I rage out on them like an SJW? I mean, bro, I would just follow whatever you feel is right, man. I would follow whatever you feel is right, brother. Tucson Tropical Trees joined Patreon. Thank you so much. Yes. Can't wait to be able to speak freely. Shauna D, what is your Patreon link? I join right now. It's just JD Delay on Patreon. I don't have a link prepared. I wasn't expecting to talk about this. Somebody came in the chat and asked about it, and that's the only reason. I hadn't promoted it yet. I've already started uploading videos, but you could just look up JD Delay on Patreon. Dina Collier, I love all these people losing their jobs for their posts. It's crazy that they don't get it and they're crashing out. I love the ones who come on TikTok to announce it, and they get their phone and they're like, I lost my job. I lost my job. I love seeing the crash out videos. Like, damn, consequences really effed you in the A, guy. Thanks for making it public. You look like a clown. Zach Brown, keep it all above board. Disagreements does not equal hate. Evil will show its face no matter what. It always does, man. It always does. Nexus, for people asking in the chat, the Patreon account is JD Delay. Let's go! Thank you, homie. Love you so much. Comrade Everclear, Deus equiberit est. God is everywhere, and he goes with us. I plan to create my own platform and continues Charlie's mission. You inspire me too, JD. Get it, bro. There's a million Charlie Kirks now. Nicholas Halstein. Hey, bro, just got your Patreon. 4 countries marched. Hell yes. Appreciate you, bro. And Alex D, 1 video shitting on the right. Please show the world you're not as partisan as you tend to come off as. Oh, I'm just waiting for them to do something currently that I disagree with. I just did a video asking, saying that I think that it's wrong that Trump is trying to find a way to ban trans gun rights. I shitted on him right there. I've done probably 100 videos shitting on them for not releasing the Epstein list and all of the files. Like, what are you talking about? Go watch it, dog. Go watch it. I've literally done probably 100 videos calling out Trump. The fuck do you mean, dog? Like, there's tons of them. There's literally tons of them. I 100% denounce the way that they've handled this whole thing with the Epstein files. What do you want, dog? It's weird. Biometric, a lot of hidden vests don't cover the whole chest. Okay, thank you for educating me on that. Twisted Alien, I appreciate you, homie. I appreciate you. I've watched Charlie for years, never met him, but I find myself grieving. Thanks for everything you do. Much love right back to you, Twisted Alien. All right, you guys. Lana said, thank you for your coverage, Wood Chipper. Yes, sister, thank you. I'm going to jump off here and grab myself some food. I'm hungry. I love you guys. I appreciate you. This was 2 hours and 40 minutes. We all hung out. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your weekend with me. It means a lot to me. I'm deeply honored. Thank you for everybody who supported. Thank you for everybody who just went and jumped on the Patreon. We're going to be talking more uncensored over there. And thank you for being here and standing up for what's right. I love you guys, and I appreciate you. Till the next one, it's always one love, baby. Be good or be good at.